right of first selection. They chose blue side. Heretics chose second pick.
Oh, they chose blue side?
Yeah, KC have done this a couple of times now. Most teams will pick first or second pick with their right of first selection, but KC have picked blue side a couple of times.
Maybe it's thematic.
It could be thematic. It could also be they like easier access to the Baron, which blue side does give you. Also gives you a little bit of easy access to bot lane ganks, I think, with the Tribush setup. It's not as, like, it depends on how far around a wall you want to walk,
Back in the day, it was definitely easier, because then you had the flank position on the bot lane. But now, with the map being a lot more symmetrical on both sides, I think it's interesting to hear what they would have to say about why they choose blue side. Probably won't say it in an interview, because that's part of their secret strategies.
That's their secret sauce. That's why they've won 4
Casio
series in a row.
open.
Oh,
Are we picking the Casio?
Of course we're picking the Casio. Why would we not pick the Casio? Nocturne, Akali, Poppy, the bans from KC. Heretics got rid of Orianna, Jason Vi. We're not picking the Casio.
Of course we're not picking the Casio, man. What are you thinking about?
My mistake. I forgot. Snakes on Monday are just not as good. Instead, we'll go for the Victor.
Yeah, Victor will be locked in here. Something that Kalista has played a lot this split, looking quite comfortable on it. I assume it's going to go down there, but you never know in this meta. That's the fun thing. You open a box of chocolate, a box of pralines, and you don't know if the Victor is going mid or bot.
I like to know what chocolates I'm going to eat. I'm going to put it out there, this whole, oh, you never, life's like a box of chocolates, you know, Ferris.
Spielt Freddy weiter für NNO? Ich habe keine Ahnung, ich weiß nicht, also, ne, das kommt sicherlich darauf an, wie lange er jetzt seine Pause macht. Wir haben unser erstes Game erst wieder im Oktober, also der soll sich alle Zeit der Welt nehmen. Und wenn nicht, haben wir genug Subs, um zu covern, bis er wieder fit ist. Easy.
Is really good. If you get a lot of flashes out of that Cataclysm, repeat gank, it's an easy...
Listen oder Nafiri beide gut für ihr.
Yike. Do it. Belveth's late game is one of the strongest late games after her changes on 25-16. One of the strongest late games for any champion I have seen in League of Legends history. Her early game is absolute poo-poo. And Lee Sin will be locked instead.
You heard it here first. Belveth early game is poop.
Ja, auch krank. Klassiker. Geht grad rum, ne? Ja, geht grad rum, ne?
Who is a very strong early skirmisher.
The other jungler we were talking about when we talked about who were the best junglers now.
Yes. Yeah. And it is favored in the skirmishes, but has a lot harder time to really set up fights in the later game compared to an easy Cataclysm. Will be matched by the Shen, blocking the Camille a little bit, and just this is kind of where the meta is going. You don't want to pick the Camille because you get Shen, so why don't you just pick the Shen? Sure.
Die Klimaanlagen!
Sets up Kana later on as well to maybe play a more side lane heavy champion, as you have that Stand United to help him anytime he should be in danger.
Heretics are looking towards their support here on 3. It will be the Nautilus.
Marquez.
Shen, Spirits, Refuge.
Oh weia, warte mal, ich habe jetzt ja noch einen Arbeitslosen. Oh weia, Jolly und Marquez beide arbeitslos jetzt. Großer Gott.
Even a Leona, because Should Have Daybreak just gets heavily blocked by a Shen.
I mean, Nautilus at his worst is still a pretty good support.
Das Problem ist, ich kann nicht mal Solo spielen heute Nacht.
I mean, he's got 4 forms of CC.
Es ist over.
I think if you remove all his damage, he would still be playable support.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
He just has so much in his kit, and is ye old faithful for support players all across the world, and will be the choice for
am 8.3.
bans for the second phase.
First ban's going to be the Nut. Get that away from
Am 8.8. meine ich, am Samstag. Samstag 15 Uhr sind wir wieder frei.
Their bans. It's an interesting one because we kind of have jungle support and you know, bot lane / mid lane locked in for both teams. So you're really just banning out stuff that you don't want to play into, rather than stuff that it directly counters one of your matchups, right?
Usually seeing the Gnar ban would make me think they want to pick Renekton or K'Sante on 4, but then you give counter pick to your 80 carry, which I'm not sure is that valuable. I think it's more of a Kana is pretty good at Gnar.
Yeah.
We don't want to play against Kana Gnar.
Exactly. And like KC are like, well, we just don't want to play into a Vayne, right? Like it's really frustrating to play into Vayne. We don't want Kana to have to do it, so we're just going to get rid of Vayne.
Yeah, sometimes drafting is just...
Douglas kam während Ende vom letzten Split rein. Der ist nicht neu, der war davor bei Vitality unter anderem. Ja, und war dann jetzt Anfang des Jahres der Jungler bei Heretics Academy.
And just being miserable the entire game. Seeing him pop ghost dive you from full HP when his one kill up on you. And no bueno, no bueno. Sivir will be the ban for Team Heretics. It's one of the 80 carries you can actually play in this mage-infested bot lane meta. I think the common ones are Sivir, Ezreal, Lucian and Corki seems to be the main 4 that people still like to play.
You can chuck a Jhin in there from time
maybe
to time.
Jhin, maybe a Caitlyn if you're feeling really confident.
But the Sivir also implies that Heretics think this Victor could still go mid, which it can. I will say Kalista's played 3 Victor games and we've only seen 1 from Yahoo. So although it's matchup dependent, I expect the Victor will be going down towards that bottom lane. Galio, the final ban from KC.
We're getting a Rumble on 5.
It's a Rumble.
It's Kana's Rumble. It's coming in right now. You know it's coming, so you could technically pick it away here. If you feel really good about it, you could just take the Rumble yourself, get yourself some spicy hot pot.
If you pick Rumble, you probably just get Cassante, right? As an answer from KC.
Some people would be happy with that, but they're gonna take the Ezreal. Also a pick away from Kalist. When in this meta, once again, Ezreal only the AD carry, the only AD carry together with Corki that can get out of Cataclysm.
Yeah.
So taking that away is quite good. Hype. Very confident on the traditional AD carries. Now together with Nautilus in the bot lane is a pretty good combo.
Actually something we haven't seen him on. Yeah, here in LEC.
In LEC.
Wir könnten Kaiser spielen jetzt. Victor Mitte packen.
Ziggs and the Orianna his 2 picks. So I'm glad to see him.
Nicht gut, nein.
Because historically he has been that right flicker.
Ja. Victor Bot in der Mitte.
But a little bit of Syndra lock in. We do not know where the Syndra and the Victor is going.
I mean, the Syndra's going to answer the Cassio, you have to feel, right?
Most
and
likely.
so with the Ezreal being picked up, you expect it will be Victor into Ezreal bot, Syndra into Cassio mid.
Probably. I mean, we have seen Victor into Syndra.
Renekton top oder was bleiben wir? Renekton ist aber nicht super gut für die. Besser.
We're not going for the Rumble. Then I question the Galio ban. Maybe because they really wanted the double mages. Don't want to play against the Galio. Top. But Galio into Ambessa isn't really a very nice matchup to play.
For the Galio or for the
For the Galio. So it seems like they pivoted away from the Rumble strategy now. Makes sense. They want 2 mages. Rumble on top of that. A little bit excessive. Will be the Ambessa lock-in. This is something we saw from Wunder the other day. The Volibear into the Ambessa.
Ja,
Windows
wir können alle Worte der Welt über die Drafts verlieren.
Yeah, if you go that Dusk and Dawn build,
Wird das Endresultat vom Game verändern?
So I could see it
Höchstwahrscheinlich nicht.
I expect it to be something safer though, and Tracing will revert to Renekton
Höchstwahrscheinlich
in
nicht.
the top lane.
Ye Old Faithful. Heretics comp looks very timeless.
Yeah.
This is a comp you could see in any meta throughout the last 6 years or something like that.
True.
And every champion is just very solid, very self-sufficient, can win, can get pushed, and then you have a Jarvan in the boots. Meanwhile, Casey's comp, double mage.
Incredibly timeless.
Yeah.
Could have seen this in any meta from the start of summer to today.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit of MSI.
I mean, maybe if Perks was feeling crazy on the day.
Oh, true, actually, yeah.
But
2019 or today. Those are the 2 options.
Yeah, I will say that Team Heretics comp is very standard. Everyone's very self-sufficient.
Casey zu gut, ja?
Rely a lot
Definitiv.
on Ike and Lucio. They have this Lee Sin, they have this Shen. Shen is super strong in the early game, doesn't care about levels, can be level 3 for the first 10 minutes and still be impactful. KC really wants to find early skirmishes.
Yeah.
Push into the enemy jungle, play for your strong lanes, and make fights happen with the Lee Sin because that's where they
Auch
are
den
stronger.
Weg zum Sport hat das Auto nehmen.
Not easy against a Renekton.
33 Grad heute. Ich bin gestorben auf dem Weg. Ohne Spaß. Es war viel zu warm. Ich bin gestorben.
Because he's the one that's a little bit vulnerable in his own jungle. And Yike definitely wants to find the skirmishes against him.
War ganz schlimm. Aber, kleines Public Service Announcement. 35 Grad, ja. Public Service Announcement. Was heißt 30 Grad? Skir bei Kaufland 20% reduziert. Es wurde die sogenannte Palette mitgenommen heute. Kleines PSA. Der Eigenmarken-Skir von Kaufland. Ist auch der nicht immer Dings in 500 Gramm. Der ist eben am.
So can you control the early game? Can you put KC far enough
behind? Gibt's einen Killer, er muss über die Hälfte rausschrubben.
Doesn't win them out the game.
Yeah.
Ein großer 500 Gramm Freund.
Team Heretics comp is so timeless just because all the champions can play a plethora of playstyles.
Sure.
The Renekton can play weak side, he can play strong side. Same with Ezreal, he can play weak side, he can play strong side. But with a lot of options, can cause decision paralysis. And I think it's very important that Team Heretics...
Nach LEC nehmen wir eSports Recap auf on stream.
Because Jarvan, sure he can engage, but who's following up on the Jarvan engage? Nautilus can't hook through the Cataclysm.
It's true.
Renekton really needs a flank.
You can miasma down and petrifying gaze, I guess.
Absolutely.
You can also put a depth charge there for follow-up, so Nautilus perhaps will be aiming to distract more than be in the middle of the fight, as Wei found an early hook onto Busio. He's looking for another one. And Busio hooked up. Missing shot comes down as well. We'll bring in his sword for a little bit of a shield, but it's not going to do too much more. Importantly, hasn't got the Shadow Dash to start off. He was exchanged, as Yike, after pathing towards bot side, is just going to back for the early longsword Lee Sin that we often see.
The lanes of Casey will get pushed in early. Asio is very strong in the early levels, same with Renekton and Ezreal. So I doubt we'll see a lot of action in the first 5 minutes, unless it comes from Team Heretics initiative. We'll just be training. This matchup is so difficult for Ambessa in the early levels, because when Renekton stacks up that Fury, it just breaks your shield. The way Ambessa trades usually is she W's forward, chips you with the E or the Q, and then just dashes out. But against Renekton, he can just deny that, instantly remove your shield and get a good chunk. So you really need to look for trades when it doesn't have that Fury bar stacked.
Yeah. Or look for your Lee Sin to come towards top side and help you out in a 2v1.
The luxury of a jungler.
Currently where Yike is pathing. For Heretics, it has been a little bit of change in the off-season, bringing in Nukeduck, obviously, as their coach, and also subbing in Wei. Nukeduck had this to say about the team. When they took over, it was pretty mentally boomed. Kind of that 10th place mentality. They did finish 1-8 in spring. And so the question is now whether Nukeduck can help revert what has been going on.
Auch geil, du joinst ein Team, das Team ist schon am Arsch.
I played incredibly smart about the game. But I think when you come to a project like Team Heretics, being smart about the game is not enough. You need to do a lot more to propel a team like this forward and far and above from the standings, because they are not one of our favorites to go into playoffs.
I wouldn't even put them on the list at the moment.
No.
Like, it's the Leicester City 2015-2016 kind of Premiership run, as Yike forces Seven's flash out of mid. It's a 5,000 to 1 odds sort of situation, and perhaps it's doable. They did lose their first series of the split, but here against KC, for the first 3.5 minutes of the game, they've kept things even.
So Tracing has to do the double dash in to get a trade on Kana, but that also means he can't get the Empower W off, so...
Kana's gonna miss a cannon.
That's the spacing you have to do as Ambessa in this matchup. If he's gonna get a stun on you, it can't be the Empowered one. And the only time he can get that is when he has 100 Fury, which is quite hard to stack up safely as Renekton in lane. So we'll see how this matchup unfurls. Kana so far doing a good job.
Yeah, it's about 200 gold behind, but he has got a big wave.
Yeah, he's got a
catch
massive
here,
wave
so
to catch here. It's going to be like a 3-2 CS lead.
Yeah.
If he catches all these minions.
Okay, you're saying 3-2. Because there's 5 minions there, which would make it 3, but he... Ooh, is he going to miss any of them? Gets 2 of them.
And this is riveting.
Here we go.
Play.
This is big.
Look at this one. Does the Renekton have Fury when he comes back in there?
Oh.
We'll not see.
It was 4 by the time
it's a free.
Got back
It's
into
a free.
Now it's 3.
Okay.
Okay.
I was right, medic. Okay.
Okay, you're right, Finn. It's as if you know top lane pretty well.
Yeah.
We saw Busio looking around mid lane, but isn't going to find too much. Wei hasn't been out on the map as much as Busio yet in this early game. Trying to catch the Shen as he walks across, but a Shadow Dash across the wall means that Busio can just be here to cover Kalist.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for Shen to get moves out early when you have Victor, because against an Ezreal, because Ezreal's early game damage is huge. But now Yehu might be target of a gank. Missed the cannon though. I saw that Yehu.
These are the important things, man.
Wird die mal den 0-9 Miracle Run machen? Heretics hat sehr gute Chancen, ja.
Back from the scat of the week. Tracing gets the push. Oh,
Heretics hat gute 0-9 Chancen.
Will it be 2 or 3?
Shifters, ja, das Problem ist, dass bei Shifters halt ein Koreaner da oben ist und der kann
almost for the minions.
Massive from Douglas.
Huge. Now Boost is here for the counter. He's gonna try to get a few support stacks off this wave. As Wei is going up for the top grab. No one's gonna go back bot there, medic. As Renekton takes the recall.
I think it's just top crab. Not really much that Yike can do to stop this crab from being taken by Heretics, which will give Douglas level 6 first. A dive could materialize on Kana, but with public execution, it's a little risky as Tracing slices his way back across the wall.
Busio though, he's first in the bottom. He's walking behind the Ezreal here. I don't think there's anything here just because Wei is still there. He's going for a stroll.
He's walking. He avoids where a ward could...
Es gab einen Signal, es wird nicht SK, es wird Heretics. Also für mich ist Heretics das Team, das 0-9 schaffen könnte, theoretisch.
Slow early game.
That's League of Legends for you right there.
I really want to see Douglas use this Cataclysm to get a flash so he can then repeat again, because that is really kind of set things in motion for Team Heretics.
Yeah, it does feel like the first big summoner burn, like first big flash burn actually really starts things off in this game. Neither team has found that avenue. Yike's going to start up the Drake with push out of his bot side. Should be able to get it pretty easily because Yehu also has push in mid.
Yeah, Saren took a recall there.
That's
a really good Dragon Timer by Yike.
Nee, Entschuldigung, das darf ich nicht mehr sagen. Wir sind jetzt nett.
Just a good start.
Bitte hör auf mit so unqualifizierten Kommentaren.
I mean, I'm falling out of the edge of my seat from this gameplay.
Oh,
it's so fast-paced.
None of it has been bad.
No, it hasn't been. It's been good gameplay.
Since when?
It's just nothing's happened.
I really want to see this Jarvan put the gas on the pedal, though.
Dieser eine Woche Bann, der hat mir wirklich gezeigt, dass ich auch mal in mich selbst gehen muss. Und wirklich mal drüber nachdenken muss, ob es nicht Zeit wird, erwachsen zu werden. Hallo Dose.
Yike link up a little bit.
I think it's a link for grubs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Busio just resets his level 4 to the level 7s in mid, which means he gets a huge amount of catch-up XP if he does manage to participate in a kill.
It's really hard to play grubs against Renekton though, just because with the Dominus, he's just so powerful in these 3v3s, 4v4s early game. The flash stun to boot.
Oh.
If they can force Trace into
Das Wetter war.
maybe with a good shadow dash or public execution.
Freddy lügt nicht.
KC are looking. Busio still only that level 4. Way sneaky.
Ich auch nicht.
Yike is here first. Douglas still on the other side of the map. He's gonna have to.
Und wenn, dann lüge ich mich nur selbst an. Ist auch okay. Ja, lieber sich selbst anlügen als andere.
Who just walks out. You then really can't contest the grubs easily.
Yeah, I mean maybe you can because your Renekton is just so strong. It really depends if you get a good chunk onto Syndra or not, or if it just insta flashes.
Way trying to gain control as Tracing is here. It will be a 4v4 on the top side.
Hype is also rotating up slowly. He's just doing a half rotation right now. Kind of fogging, making them think he might move up for the Herald or for the grubs. He's gonna show bot soon though.
Grubs started. Douglas will get at least one.
Ja, dass KC zweimal dieses Wonder spielt, ist ein bisschen komisch, das stimmt. Also sowohl KC als auch MCoy, die dann jetzt 5 das ist ein bisschen komisch. Also Roadshow kannst du nicht verhindern, aber dann lass ich auch einmal die, naja. Juckt's wirklich? Nee.
Yeah, I mean, I think against Renekton it's so scary to fight the grubs like this. It's gonna be a committed fight, and he's just twice the champion and best is right now. Even though Yike is not weak by himself as the Lee Sin in this moment.
But good from Heretics. All right, they find their window, they know where they can play around strength. They manage to get the grubs for themselves. Tracing goes in with the dominance on Takana. He's just going to force him away. Ultimate exchanged for wave pressure more than anything else. They're out of Tracing.
Takana just so patient, just dashing out. That's how you play this matchup.
Gibt's eine Entschuldigung an Blau für die Worte, ich werde auch erwachsen. Was soll man? Würde ich heute so nicht mehr sagen. Also, würde ich tatsächlich heute.
Always want to dash out, make it a little bit awkward for him to chase you.
Nee, würde ich heute so nicht mehr sagen.
AoE damage threshold range.
Way ist seit diesem, also Way ist der letzte Split bei Heretics und Hype jetzt seit diesem.
About 15, 16 CS up.
Despite missing the cannon earlier, fantastic job.
Yeah, it's forcing Zoe into miss waves as well. That wave not in a good spot for the Casio.
Tracing doesn't have ult right now. You can buffer the perfect execution or public execution onto the Ruthless Predator stun, just because Renekton can't do in that timing.
There's too many executions in League, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, who Unleashed Power probably doesn't get the...
Meine Syndra ist 20 CS down, by the way, in dem Matchup ist eigentlich Early Game Favorite sein sollte.
Extends that CS lead to 22.
Meine Casio ist 20 CS noch schön.
Really good job right now. This was a Casio that was picked early.
I think Yahoo generally has actually had a really good split, and even like MSI and EWC was performing well in last playoffs. They talked a little bit about it on the desk a couple of days ago, saying, has Yahoo now evolved to the challenge caps level that we want to see from our mid laners in LEC? And I think he has.
And I think a lot of your longevity of your career as a pro player comes from how much do you learn from your first international?
True.
Like when you go international, you play against all these Korean, Chinese players that are so good, so talented. Do you see how good they are and get a little bit overwhelmed? Or do you just put your head down, learn and improve and really come back way stronger from that experience? And to me, Yehu, the improvement from his first international to now is immense.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic growth spurt and a reason why it's easy to be excited about him, just because he seems to be the guy that learns really fast when he's putting against tougher opponents. Definitely what you need if you are to dethrone Caps in Europe.
It's a tough road, and none of us are saying, oh yeah, who is Caps level, right? Especially, as you say, for longevity and for how much Caps has affected the landscape of just European League of Legends. But at the moment, I think Yahoo is the closest challenger to Caps on current form, probably even better than Caps on current form. Let's be honest, Caps has been struggling. It's nice to see KC with another evolution, something they continue to need as they have yet to pick up a title after their first back last year. still a while away from playoffs and such.
Definitely looking for it. Still, we are in Heretics versus KC, and it's a very slow early game, Medic.
12 minutes in, the biggest difference is 400 gold.
Yeah, item spikes are coming in right now. Cleaver for Tracing and Thunder Sky for the Junglers.
This might look to a play.
Ich denke, Siren würde besser performen, wenn er nicht in dieses Turm kommen wäre. Nee, ich fand den auch schon letztes Jahr bei Gallions sehr anklatsch in EMEA Masters. Extrem anklatsch.
What do we have left in terms of ultimates? Unleash Power and Dragon's Rage available for KC. Yeah, who caught with an Essence Flux. Lucio looking for the flank position. Seven tries to keep him at bay.
You have Taunt Flash available, but getting really chunked by Seren there on the sideline. Good marking by Seren.
Rayo besser eben.
That entrance to the banana bush.
There's also Petrifying Case. There's Stand United as well for Lucio. That's why he can recall in the middle of this.
Wow, Hype.
Dashes in onto Yehu. Unleash Power coming out. Hype flashes away. Flag and drag. Yike with a good Dragon's Rage kick means that Yehu picks up the kill.
2-0.
The Stand United out from Lucio. Enough to
2-0.
get another kill onto Hype. We wanted explosivity. Heretics delivered, but they still lose out on the player. Seven steps back forward here. Kaliss flashes away from Wei. Oh, they've thrown good after bad. 5 for 1 now for KC.
Viva Navi Shifters. 2 Winning Drafts für Shifters. Aber zu schlecht zum Gewinnen. Straight up. 2 bessere Drafts, 2 meiner Meinung nach Positionen, in der du gewinnen solltest, vielleicht sogar. 2 zu schlecht.
And it's kind of because Hype is so late. KC has 4-man strong way earlier than Team Heretics has, and they don't waste a second to go and start a fight. But here, it looks like Hype is landing a lot of these Mystic shots. But I think if he was a little bit more patient, maybe he could look for this. Maybe didn't think about the Stand United from Shen that would come in. I think he thought that if he is forward with the flag and drag from Douglas would be enough to take that man down. And here it's just... It's a bit sad. The way he tries to turn this, Zen is just so low, gets hit by the laser.
Läuft in beide E-Laser rein, by the way.
There's not enough damage.
Animal.
Or anything at this point.
Nicht so gut gemacht.
Trade back in this early skirmish.
Yeah, now KC 2,500 gold ahead. Yike involved in every kill, obviously, of that fight. Now 3-0-2 has the Thunder Sky complete. The only 2 people who have been left on their island are the top laners. Still a slight gold lead for Tracing.
Suboptimal gelöst.
About 3 waves of CS ahead.
It's nothing new for our top laners. We are used to this. Kana has got picked up the
Spielraum, um besser zu werden, gibt's bei Heretics.
You're somewhat even as Ambessa when you get the clips.
Müssen wir den Bann jetzt näher am League-Partnerprogramm? Ich werde gar nicht fragen. Ich werde gar nicht, also ich sag immer noch, also ich wurde für schlimmere Sachen nicht gebannt. Aber wir fragen, lass was. Es ist fein. Es ist fein.
But it's gonna change a lot now for Team Heretics as they're falling behind in their lanes. That mid lane lead that was...
Was hast du gesagt? Nein, ich hatte eine 14er Bombe auf Camille Support. Mein Gott. Mein Gott. Der morgige Tag kommt jetzt trotzdem, obwohl ich 14 Mal gestorben bin. Halt nicht für meinen League-Account, der kommt das wieder am Samstag, aber ja. Achso, ist ein Rail Threat bei Crowny? Ne. Bei dem hätte ich es mit Absicht. Bei dem hätte ich es wirklich mit Absicht gemacht. Ich wurde deswegen schon 3-mal gebannt, deswegen die Season. Und jedes Mal wieder an, wenn ich die Tode erkläre. Ja, okay, ich sag mal, die letzten 4 waren halt wirklich schwer zu erklären. Also, Steffi hat gesagt, es wurde 2-mal reviewed. Und ich könnte jetzt natürlich behaupten, und Steffi schreibt, ey, vielleicht sind die Leute, die reviewen, ja Silber oder Gold und haben keine Ahnung, aber das würde ich mir jetzt tatsächlich nicht rausnehmen. Das würde ich mir jetzt nicht rausnehmen. Wie gesagt, die letzten 4, sage ich, waren kritisch.
Lucio, who will survive through it. Gravity field. Wei has to flash away. Meal on the top side. Renekton and Mbessa still trading. Rifthold was summoned.
Both ults used from the top laners. Yikes.
Solange sie mir meinen Co-Stream nicht wegnehmen, ist mir alles scheißegal. So. Wenn sie mir das Co-Stream wegnehmen, dann haben wir ein Problem.
Okay, so we had a fight over the Rifthold.
Aber das können sie nicht. Glaube ich.
And the Rifthold was put down and immediately died. And now KC will use the fact that Heretics had to reset.
Persönliche Sponsor als Titel raus. Wenn du gerne Coaching behältst, mir wurde noch nichts gesagt von Fnatic. Nichts von Fnatic gehört, nichts von LEC gehört.
Heretics, but Saren still needs the base very low. Can of course vamp off the
Wurde zum Stream gerannt? Nee. Ich wurde auch erst ich dachte, das automatische war, aber es war manueller, weil ich wurde auch 2 Tage später erst gebannt.
Yeah, they're just looking for more plate damage.
It's
Eventually
kind of
gonna
like,
go bot.
I want to get this mid wave. I want to get this mid wave. And they just like keep ego checking each other.
No, these 3 CS are mine.
Yeah, and eventually someone has to get ego checked. Like the
It was Yahoo. Yahoo lost the ego check.
You know the picture with like the line, the defeated male walks away. Yahoo going to the bot lane
in the end, like, Colors just pushed the wave and backed as soon as Yahoo left. That's asserting dominance if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, gonna recall now. Push out the wave though. Still Douglas. You got a flash here.
Look out of the week. Knocks him out of his flag and drag, and Yahoo will be able to go back.
Hast du das von dem Valorant-Coach gehört, der einen Monat Coach-Ban bekommen hatte? Ja, aber war das nicht auch der... Oh, ich will nichts Falsches sagen. War das nicht mit Game Changers, das Drama?
Getting 4 assists early as Victor, a dream. That's like a full upgrade on a spell. Like you don't even care about the kill goal, you just care about the assist.
Casey very late to this play. Like Heretics using a good window there just to take the Drake under Casey's noses. They will lose mid-tower for it.
Genau, Game Changers Abwehr geht, ja, aber das ist ja ein Unterschied. Also ich bin vielleicht ein Feeder auf Camilla, aber ich bin ja kein Hurensohn. Also, das ist ja nochmal ganz unterschiedliche Sachen, ne?
Get something back in his game that so far has been very KC favored.
Yeah, it was even until the Dragon fight.
Until it wasn't.
And then it became very KC favored, and Heretics, as you say, like they're finding small bits. But the problem is now Casey, after taking the mid-tower, can just apply pressure into other lanes. And Tracing was the only lead that Heretics had, and now he's dead. And so Kana gets a full tower, or some of a tower, because Yahoo's going to do that whole, hey, which one of us is going to stay here? Oh, I would love some tower plate gold as well.
I guess I'm in this lane now.
Oh, 40 gold.
Oh, there's a wave coming. Might as well take it. Sorry, Kana. I know you really like farm, but...
Oh, the wave,
I'm just closer to the wave right now. It's just more convenient for me to take it.
Someone probably proxied it. I don't know how it died.
Oh, no.
And now the gold lead extends to 4K for Casey.
Good job, Casey.
Yeah. And for Heretics, again, we sit in this situation where you're saying a good Cataclysm could be fight-defining, but it becomes less and less fight-defining the more items your opponents get.
Yeah, it's more about poking them with a stick and saying, hey, do something right now. We need them to force something nice.
This is feeling... Yike. I mean, they have, and Depth Charge's going to go down. Yike will move away from Police to make sure the knockup doesn't come out. With the Arcane Storm down onto way, he has to dredge line away. Scatter the Weak doesn't connect. And yeah, a combo onto Yike into a Depth Charge in the end leads to nothing.
Pushed a few buttons, that was fun.
You were there, like 2014. You lived, you were alive, you watched esports.
I played in Rogue.
You were playing on Rogue.
Challenge accepted. Guck mal, das Geile ist, du bist nicht nur dumm, weil du Challenge nicht mehr schreiben kannst, du bist auch noch ein Hurensohn. Geil.
Yeah. One team is just saying, okay, we'll just take everything we want. And the other team is saying, every now
Eins von beiden ist okay. Beides ist Hardcore.
Stop you from doing anything you want.
I mean, Casey's kind of looking like a Gen G did back then, where they were just like
Beides ist Hardcore, Bruder.
Galaxy or Ozone. Time. I can't remember which.
2014.
Yeah, 14.
Oh, 2024.
That's why I was confused when you said you played on Rogue, but I didn't want to. I assumed you knew.
Yeah, Samsung White versus TSM semifinals. Or was it quarterfinals? I think it was quarterfinals.
It just feels very like that. Like one team knows exactly what they want to do and are playing for that win condition, and the other team is struggling to find ways to stop the team from playing for that.
It just comes down to you know your matchups very well, I think. It's the core of that. Because Casey didn't really give them any leads in the early game.
Yeah.
And the moment Casey felt strong enough to just contest them, they just knew that they were strong enough to contest them, and Team Heretics wasn't aware that they weren't strong enough to contest them. And it was, it's just almost like a knowledge and experience gap in a way. Kind of, Grayson, you don't have ult right now. Don't want to say some cooldown.
2014 might be too early. 2015 we'll go with. It's flag and drag comes in from Douglas, but Tracing not there to help him out. Bootsio and Kana just going to try and chase him down. Douglas goes back in with the Cataclysm. Kana gets a shield from the Eclipse. Public Execution will slay the Crocodile.
Ja.
And
wir warten hier, also ganz kurz, Prediction, wir warten hier bis 20:25 Uhr circa, dann ist LEC over.
And it's always a worrying trend when your jungle and top laner is losing the 2v2 versus enemy top laner and support.
Yeah.
Kind of a bad sign. Hype,
oh, Yike.
Harkin shifts into Yike. Yike wants to fight this, has the flash and the barrier.
Hype can't fight this.
Yike is out of there.
And Seren is there to protect.
Dann mal weiterarbeiten, ich wünsche was.
2014 was too early. 2015, 2016 is a better judge of what I'm talking about here.
In 2014 we had Alliance, right?
Yeah, but it was also, I think, that was the year TPA won, right?
No, that was 2012.
Wie waren die Games bis jetzt so? Shavi. Shifters gegen Navi war ich relativ unglücklich mit Shifters. To be fair. Also da war ich wirklich unzufrieden. Ich glaube, Shifters war beide Male in sowohl drafttechnisch als auch Ingame-Positionen, in denen sie locker hätten gewinnen können. Eventuell auch sollen. Eventuell auch sollen. Ja, und dieses Game hier ist ein Stomp, ne? Also.
Jarvan, he goes to the other side because you know they see everything top side, but if you're not top side, they know that you're bot side instead. So Kana and Kalista blocks any play that Douglas wants to do.
Hier warten wir quasi bis der Nexus von Heretics
not really allowing Heretics any step where they want to step. Seren does a good job of getting a little bit of a bounty out of the bot lane tower. Brings that gold lead down to only 5
Erstmal am More-Giveaway teilgenommen. Okay, warte, ich kann genau schauen, ob du lügst. Moment. 599 waren es bevor du es geschrieben hast. Oha. 7 Entries gibt's. Aha. Aha.
It's also how do you find a proactive play?
Finde ich toll.
They tried to make one on bot side.
Vielen Dank.
And they die. They both die in the proactive play.
I mean, at this point,
you're just too far behind.
At this point,
you can tell that KC realize how far ahead they are because neither of their low mobility mages have bought a Seeker's arm guard.
Yeah. Do you know what the play is?
Auch mal was drehen, dass ich gewinne. Ja, kann ich tatsächlich nicht machen.
Yeah, you TP in as a top laner, you get that shield.
Manche Fnatic wieder nächste Woche.
And maybe you get a Ruthless Predator.
Samstag und Montag.
Maybe you get 1 kill. Maybe you get a even a 1-for-2 fight is still a win at this point.
True.
Freitag und Sonntag, scheiße. Freitag gegen Heretics, Sonntag gegen KC. Sorry.
Way did look for a dredge line, but that didn't connect either. In the end, KC will just back away. They've got a Drake on their mind. Only their third of the game because of that tempo play off by Douglas on Yehu earlier on, meaning that Heretics.
Was mache ich, wenn wir am Mittwoch irgendwie verlieren?
You see, Heretics really wants to contest this dragon, but
Seid ihr aus Playoffs raus?
really do it.
I mean,
Willst du aufbauende Worte oder soll ich meine ehrliche Meinung geben?
Obviously, we're frustrated that they can't pull the trigger, but KC are doing everything they have to make sure they
Ja.
can't pull the trigger.
I mean, this is what a top team should look like.
Yeah.
KC right now is displaying confidence and patience, and it's playing very clean League of Legends. So often we see in our region, we see top teams against lower tier teams.
Ja, willst du die ehrliche Antwort oder willst du, soll ich dir Mut zusprechen? Was willst du denn hören?
Looks like a good ass team.
Yeah.
KC, you are playing.
Wir spielen in Scrims besser, ich finde euren Topliner fucking trash.
Inch.
Mies Trash, also die Erwartungshaltung war eh niedrig. Weil er ja nicht, also ich glaube nicht, dass er League spielt, aber der ist mies Arsch. Und ich glaube, es ist einfach unlucky. Ich glaube, es ist einfach unlucky. To be fair. Ja. Mehr Stream. Das kannst du machen, ab Mittwoch. Ich finde einen Roster wirklich nicht. Ich finde euren Roster. Sehr akzeptabel. Jetzt mit Ausnahme von Toplane of course, ne? Unforeseen Circumstances. Aber machst du nix. Ja, machst du nix.
KC ends up getting caught, and it's a good pick by Heretics. Yehu steps way too far forward here. And Douglas with a flank. And
machst du diesmal wirklich nix. So.
Flank and pray.
Das war der Mut zu sprayen Part oder wie? Was soll ich machen? Ich kann, also, Kaufland ist auch wirklich grenzwertig. Wirklich grenzwertig. So.
That's not your guy to help my guy.
Yeah, I like the confidence from Hype, but he needs a little voice in the back of his head saying, hey, don't arcane shift forward. Because that's happened twice now this game.
I don't think he needs a noise. I think the other players in Heretics need the same voice as him.
Ah, okay.
They need 5 people to do that.
Me and my Nautilus on the other side of the wall being like, I have no flash, how do I get in with you? Dude, I'm stuck on this side of the wall.
Jetzt wollte Top eigentlich zurück zu den Kängurus. Ich glaube, das offizielle Statement, was wir im Interview bekommen haben, war von Lilip selbst, wo er meint, also im Premier League Interview, bei dem er meinte, der hat einfach die Lust verloren.
He'll spot boost here. KC, just they want the fight more than anything. Miasma down. There's the Sonic Wave Wrestling Strike. Dodge away from the head engaged by Miyai.
Er hatte keinen Spaß, mein Link und der Jungle haben nicht zusammen gewohnt. Das ist ja mies funny. Das ist ja mies funny.
Baron start bait into turn. Seems so simple when a team does it right.
Hilarious.
You see it go wrong so many times. You start the Baron, 3 people want to finish it, 2 people want to turn and start a fight, and it becomes a hot potato mess. But KC execute on it nicely.
Aber ich schwöre, ich habe das auch Wunder gefragt, ne? Weil, vielleicht ist das jetzt Recency Bias in meinem Kopf, aber ich habe so häufig gefühlt in letzter Zeit gelesen, dass halt ERL-Spieler einfach die Lust verlieren am Spiel, ne?
I mean, they think that usually this would kill a support.
Die fallen wie die Fliegen, ey.
Catch a Shen in the Miasma and Cassio lands like 5 Twin Fangs with a Noxious Blast. Shen usually dies, but with the goal lead that KC have mounted.
Ist auch lucky, dass gerade Carry Top Meta ist. Ich meine, sein Arsch ist auch auf Cho'Gath gegen Kasane gestorben, by the way.
Douglas jumps in with a Cataclysm, but it's all for naught.
Yep, and there is Baron over to KC. Soul point already there's Soul up in a minute's time.
Solo-Key hilft nicht, ja.
Continue just to apply this pressure. It looks like it's going to be a 1-4 split. Kana down towards the bottom side. Yehu and Kalista.
Die Sache ist, sobald ich unbanned bin, habe ich mehr, also ich werde wirklich, also die Woche ist es wahrscheinlich einfach schwer, weil ich bin halt gebannt, was willst du machen? Ich will wirklich bis Mitternacht streamen, halt ab sofort, so abends, right? Und das bedeutet, da wird auch Solo-Key gespielt, aber ich weiß halt, wie schlimm Solo-Key ist, das heißt, warum bist du banned? Ich habe Community Support gespielt. Ich habe Community Support gespielt und, ja.
Kalista has Seekers, Flash, and Stand United. Yeah, he has 3 different ways to help him out of a bad situation. As KC sync up their waves, take the tier 2 on the bottom side. Kana now out on the map. Douglas looking for a flank position. Is behind Kana.
Vor allem zweimal Review und beide dachten sich, nee, den anbann ich nicht. Also ist irgendwo schon scheiße. Also es ist nicht. Macht es nicht. Ist nicht cool. Auch euren Teammates, die beide schlechter gespielt haben als ich, nicht fair gegenüber. Aber ist schon irgendwo lustig. So, einfach 2 Leute haben sich angeschaut und dachten so, nee, das passt so. Kannst du ja auch gleich erzählen. Mies funny. Ah ne, 3-mal. Der Case wurde 2-mal reviewed. Es war kein automatischer Bann, sondern eine manuelle. Und es wurde eben erneut reviewed. Er ist wohl angemessen und bleibt bestehen. 3 Leute haben sich das angeschaut und dachten sich so, ja nee, auf gar keinen Fall. Das ist so geil. So, einfach 3 Leute haben was gegen mich.
Look at where Yehu's TPing from as well.
Medic.
I mean, like, we've been praising KC the entire
Das ist so geil.
That was poor from them all round. Didn't do their
Und dass sie deine Smurfs jetzt auch noch wegknallen, ey, also ich meine, ich check's, aber...
They lost 500 gold on it. They didn't get sold.
Even after competing, I've retired from competing. I still
Ja, aber ich sage, der Elise-Mann, der zurückgezogen wurde, das war, by the way, dasselbe Level.
Just because he's playing
Das war dasselbe Level. Wie lange haben sie nicht geknallt? Am Samstag sind wir frei. Samstag um 13 Uhr, 15 Uhr. Ist ein Heretics Comeback? Nein. Auch wenn Kalist noch 2-mal Catch wird auf Mitte, werden sie das Spiel nicht verlieren. Oder, Entschuldigung, im Fall von Heretics gewinnen.
And then they were transitioning, making Kalista forward, leaving Syndra bot with the TP in case the fight breaks out. But he's way too fast. He's stepping up way too far before they have made that transition. And Heretics, very well played to them, honestly, catching him in that isolated position. But still, you gotta wonder, what is he doing there?
I mean, it's 80 carries on mid-wave, man. The problem with it is always, you always...
Wolltest du sagen, dass der Bein nicht fein ist? Also ich habe geschrieben, ich fand die letzten, ich schwöre, ich fand die 4 letzten Tode waren sehr grenzwertig. Fair enough. Aber wenn man das, also isoliert, kannst du bannen. Wenn du dir das Game anschaust, wirklich, und auch auf meine Teammates achtest und dann noch mit einbeziehst, dass ich Support Autofill bin, musst du nicht bannen. Du kannst bannen, du musst nicht bannen.
The minions are not gonna camp at the Nexus. They will walk down that wave. I promise you. They're not going anywhere. No one's gonna take them from you, Kelly. You can just... Oh my God.
Kann ich Caster leise machen? Ja, kann man. Also du kannst, du musst nicht.
We still have a 4,000 gold lead for KC. It's just frustrating after praising them to see a mistake that
Pardon my agitated
You can be as agitated as you want to.
I just have seen...
Wir haben die Navi Series. Well, Shift ist enttäuschend. Würde ich sagen. Ich finde, Navi hat jetzt nicht sonderlich scheiße gespielt. Ich fand Trillage's Engages actually nicht so gut, tatsächlich. Also die haben funktioniert, aber ich fand sie nicht so gut. Aber Shift, das war eher enttäuschend. War ein gerechtfertigt fair. Soll ich mir einen neuen Monitor für 700 € und einen Monitor für 520 € kaufen? Okay, spielst du professionell CS2? Verdienst du dein Geld mit CS2? Bei der Wand stehen, ja.
For now, though, we see Yike invading the top side camps.
And Heretics are still very much on the back foot.
They are.
Right? There's still big leads across the board for KC.
Falls die Antwort nein ist und du verdienst nicht dein Geld mit CS2, dann kaufst du dir diesen Monitor auf gar keinen Fall.
4 items now on Hype as he gets that endless hunger. There's a Guardian Angel for Tracing. Like, there are options for Heretics.
I just want to say, respect to Hype. He bought the glutinous greaves this game.
Yes.
An item you need to stack up and get...
Da kannst du stattdessen, kauf dir einen billigeren Monitor, gift mir noch 20 Subs und ich verspreche dir, ich gehe mit dem Geld, das du mir dann reindrückst mit den Subs, gehe ich frühstücken. Lecker. Vertrau mir, ich werde mehr davon haben.
That's 4% Omnivamp.
30 seconds on the Baron. KC have control over the top side. They've got good vision placed in towards the Heretics jungle as well.
Außer du pisst halt Geld.
Avoid another flank situation. They want to make sure that they just have these waves pushed in. And then in about...
Alleine das letzte Mal mit anders, kommt drauf an, wann ich gehe. Beim letzten Mal, als ich aus Berlin zurückkam, war ich zusammen mit dir frühstücken. Kommt drauf an, wie sie Zeit hat.
Do you not just go Baron first? You have to play the Drake.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Do you need to play the Baron first? Because you can start the Baron. But as Heretics...
Boah, wenn ich schon Alienware als Ding lese, dann hol dir doch ein... Ist so wie nicht, oder wie auch immer man das ausspricht, ist das nicht der Nonplusultra-Shit? Kaufst auch lieber die, oder nicht? Das sind doch die mit, das sind doch die Ultra-Monitore. Ja, den CS2 und so benutzt werden. Das heißt, ich hab schon übertrieben, das war ein Joke.
Still has the protoplasm harness, so will heal up if he does fall low.
He's a little bit all over the place right now. Kana is pushing out bot while
die kosten 700, ja genau, aber sind das nicht die Non-Plus, also die absoluten Non-Plus-Ultra-Monitore? Aber also ich könnte das jetzt nicht einschätzen, ob der Monitor für 800 € worth ist oder nicht. Mein Gehirn sagt nein, aber... Keine Ahnung.
Dragon has been dropped. It's going to cause a nasty dent in the floor. Douglas on his way across. Seven still looking. Kana has a long flank, but he will be spotted by wards. He's instead going for the top tier 2.
How do you start a fight as KC though? Like, you need a scatter the weak or an instant.
Aber wann hat KC hier ein Problem in dem Game? Ich würde sagen, mit dem Item von Saren noch eine Weile nicht. Aber mal sehen.
And KC are going to go back to the Baron.
Yeah, that was a fun little interlude.
I mean, KC at least, they're getting a tier 2 top out of this, right? It looks like Seven is going to be left to himself on the Drake.
This is a 50-50.
Fero, am Ende ist mir eigentlich, also, to be fair, ist dein Geld, ist mir eigentlich scheißegal. Ich kauf mir auch ab und an dumme Sachen, wen juckt's. Ist dein Geld. Du musst es selbst absegnen. Was wird so abfrühstückt, dass 20 Subs braucht? Von den Subs kriegt nur 70% plus Steuern. Also sind ja. Plus wenn ich mit einer Person frühstücken gehe, ob es jetzt meine Mama ist oder sonst wer, dann zahle ich ja auch Red.
Looks like they're gonna give it. Still, Team Heretics picks up the dragon, the nice soul point. And the game keeps on giving.
I mean, Heretics have depth charge, they've got true shot.
Dann kann man das Geld direkt schicken. Ah. Decke.
shot will hit Yahoo. Douglas is like, they're not fighting. Douglas is bot lane.
Douglas is in a different castle right now, okay? He's
I feel like you should have done.
I mean, maybe, but I think they were quite happy just taking the third dragon.
Kauf lieber mir ein Fahrrad, meins wurde mir geklaut aus dem Hausflur. Ja, wie soll ich es auch nicht klauen? Soll ich da stehen lassen oder was, wenn du es nicht abriegelst? Also ich würde sagen, das ist sein Fehler.
Looks like Casey's taking a fight, but Yike was on the Baron at that time. It was pretty much a 4v5. He was so far away from the start of that.
Bin im Rumäner Haushalt aufgewachsen, was soll ich machen? Wenn da was rumsteht, dann wird's mitgenommen.
You're reliant on Lee Sin doing stuff like this to find a singular pick.
Yeah, I think Lucio losing his Thrasher before was really big for Team Heretics. It's really that Shen taunt Flash that is. He's like the disposable man. They can just send him in there. He will taunt, he will die, he will get some CC.
Bist du ernsthaft Rumäne? Well, väterlicherseits, ja.
Not that simple. Find the fight for KC and Heretics have been clawing their way back into the game so far.
Ich spreche kein einziges Wort, musst du gar nicht versuchen. Ich spreche kein Wort und ich habe nichts mit dem Müllern zu tun.
Now that's only it's less than a tenth of either team's goal, right? So it's nowhere near as substantial as it was. You've given up 3 Drakes. Heretics are now 1 soul point as well. You've got 2 Barons. Now you do still have a minute 44 seconds.
Ab dem Rennrad hier stehen, man müsste noch vorne ein neues Laufrad. War das dein jetziges? Wait.
Yes. After you get a ton of gold for killing the Baron, so you lost quite a lot.
Kalist back on the mid wave. Gonna do it right this time. He thinks.
Du hast 2 Rennräder.
You are ahead in items, but that's a
ich habe 3 Fahrer.
That's a 4.5 item Astral. They are not weak.
Ah.
Yeah.
They're by no means weak. They will still do damage. They will hit hard if they land their skills.
Ein Non-Bike, ein Gravel, ein Rennrad.
Easily clear the wave range. Because of that, Trayson has the wave pushed in bot. KC used the fact that Hype moved across to push in mid. That's double in him. Much better push here.
Absolutely. Looks way better from KC. Splitting up the map, not leaving anyone isolated. You see they have a 2-2-1. A very unconventional Dragons or Baron setup. But it does seem to do the job. Heretics really wants to find a clutch engage on one of the 2s right now, but making it hard because they're so close. Also the
20:25, außerdem nicht Porchi. Ah, danke für die 10 und die 2-mal Ale. 2-mal Ale, aber vielen lieben Dank, mein Freund. Die 12 sind akzeptiert. Xero, vielen lieben Dank für die 10 Schweizer Subs. Ja, auch da 2-mal Ale, vielen lieben Dank. Aha. Vielen lieben Dank, das sind 4-mal Ale. So.
KC playing this one incredibly well as Callisto is no mana. The dash in from Hype and the kickback from Yike enough to keep Callisto alive.
Das geht jetzt ins Früh. Damit gehe ich jetzt Frühstück. Ich weiß noch nicht so ganz wann, aber ich werde jetzt mit dem Geld frühstücken gehen. Appreciate it. Es gibt dann auch ein Bild. Es wird Ex-Benedict geben zum Frühstück. Keine Sorge. Ex-Benedict mit Lachs. Ha, das ja, könnt ihr euch sicher sein. Vielen lieben Dank. War das Game spannend? Natürlich nicht. Es ist KC gegen Heretics. Ich kann eine gute Location, ne? Ja, ich habe hier bei mir auch eine geile Location und eigentlich auch in jeder Großstadt auch immer echt leckere Frühstücksorte. Super. Findest du japanisch? Also ich bin allgemein ein großer Freund von asiatischer Küche. Nicht unbedingt. Narrow down auf nur japanisch.
Finn, I never said this. I don't know why you are making it seem like I love on midwaves, or I think it's good for ADCs that are on midwaves. I was actually going to break down that KC is a good team and does good things, but all Finn wants to talk about.
Kannst du, wenn du Bilder auf Instagram machst, von den Steuern absetzen, da die Bilder ja für deine Arbeit sind?
Play, Finn. Like his whole team is flanked. Of course he's going to die.
Oder das ist ein Ding. Schau dir mal euch Stuttgart an.
We're going to talk about KC being good because KC won. So we're not
Brunch, Matcha, Onigirazu.
I agree. Finn ruins everything.
Thank you. I agree with that.
But anyway, clip, if we can have it in just a moment.
What are we talking about? I'm so lost.
So the clip that we have here is
Lass mal gucken, wenn ich das nächste Mal nach Stuttgart komme.
KC
Am besten für jedes Stuttgart-Spiel. Ey, wenn jemand von VfB zuhört, ich bin immer zu haben. Für Champions League-Abende nehme ich mir auch mal abends frei.
Get so much on the map. They get the mid tower, they get the kill on top, and they will get the top tower as well. And it's because they recognize how much stronger they are that they force Team Heretics away. And Kalist had actually already chunked.
Du bist also immer zu haben
down to half. So that was well played to
für
Kalist.
Fußballspiele.
That was well played to Kalist.
He did then die.
He's not even here. Like, he's cutting him out. Finn is not there. The casters are gone. Anyway,
he lives in Drake's head rent free. It's fine.
Yeah, they dropped one Drake, but they actually dropped 3, which considerably slowed down the game. Could they have avoided that?
Bro, ist nicht werbefreundlich genug für Fußball. Natürlich bin ich das.
Sorry, but Kalist dying on midwave didn't help.
Wie bekomme ich das Bonus-Sub von Riot los? Das oben, ne?
I do think there was like, I liked the idea.
Mit Rechtsklick drauf untersuchen, dann kann man wegmachen. Aber ich sehe es in meinem Ding nicht. Ich sehe es bei mir in meinem Dashboard nicht, deswegen kann ich nicht sagen. Ich könnte dich nach Leverkusen einladen, Gesundheit.
So I like the idea of dropping the dragon to try and set a barn, but it just didn't quite work out. But they still got across the finish line, right? And I do think that like that's kind of the main focus is they're still very cognizant of what their win conditions are and how to try to play through them. And I think that's really
ja, das Geile ist,
I think Casey was very clean.
Izzy hat ja die Anfrage geschickt fürs Finale. Dann hat Jackie, also meine Managerin, geantwortet und seitdem ist hier Funkstille. By the way, seitdem ist Funkstille. Auch da,
you know, a Zaya or a Lucian, you can quickly rush.
Hallo?
Normal ADC, you can do the Nash much faster, right? But in this game, since they have quite low damage, and they also have
Wo ist mein Announcement?
Like, Yike has a lot of the burden here to find some crazy angles and some crazy kicks. And Busio, he can follow up with the Stand United, and Kana can follow up as well with public execution, but it's really on
Gibt's auch Mod-Döner für Juli?
or a great scatter from Yahoo, which makes it difficult for them to
muss ich auch noch Mod-Döner Geld ausgeben.
Give so much credit to Yike for being such a big factor in this game.
Yeah, I can't listen, honestly. Like, I thought the same thing when I saw him last week in France.
He's improved so much on it, because it was kind of bad.
Yeah, he improved so much, and I feel like
Geiziger Hund.
he overall improved with what they can do in the early game. And it comes down to Yike as well, with what he can do, because for so long, especially in spring, he was the guy managing to find those clutch comebacks in the games after.
Kannst du jemanden von Vollstand Steuern absetzen? Ja, dadurch ist es umsonst. Dadurch ist Steuern absetzen und die Sachen sind umsonst. Ich hasse diese Logik. Ich hasse diese Logik so sehr. Eigentlich gesagt, ja, aber das ist so die gängige Logik hier im Twitch-Chat. Actually, du kannst absetzen, deswegen, actually, du bekommst das Geld zurück sogar.
Their early game is great. It really does feel like they're starting to become an all-round team. And now the question for me is more so like, how far does that go? Because you've kind of got like an undefeated potential streak on the cards here for these guys. They've already beaten some of the top teams, and like their schedule tends to get a little bit easier from this point. So,
I
mean, what can they do? You know, I just put it out there. They look pretty good and consistent.
Do you have the schedule for KC of the upcoming teams they're gonna face off against? Because I feel like every time we set up a team saying they're gonna be undefeated, they manage a way to.
I know.
F it up.
But I like to have
but it's usually
G2. About it. Yeah, exactly.
So,
KC have, in regular season, been more consistent than G2 for the last little bit, right? And like when you think back to the last few that we had like G2 last year that obviously had the 4-0 in summer, and then you look back to 2016, which was where, you know, there was 8 draws in that undefeated thing, so you're kind of a little bit off for G2 as well. And then it's 2015, which is of course the Fnatic 18-0. So like there are still moments where we've had it, but I think it would be really cool to see KC kind of take their stride and really see if they can close out this regular season undefeated.
I think Fnatic will make them lose. That's
it sounds like a joke when you say it. I don't know why.
I think you're listening to Odo too much. I think that's why.
Okay, if they lose to someone like that, who would they lose to?
So
it would have to be very.
What role do you think is hardest to play? What role do you think is hardest to play? Top lane, of course. What is the hardest role to play? Top lane. What is the hardest role to play? With your hands, top lane, and with your head, also top lane.
Content kann so leicht sein.
So far, going 1-0 up against.
Ja, es war nur auf dem linken Ohr, keine Ahnung warum, aber.
Yo, Rep. Is this in-game light?
Ref, yeah, in-game ref, in-game ref. Don't make fun of Reaper's accent, bro. Sorry, it's his second language. Yes or no? Oh, nice. Oh, is he here? I'm gonna say
flash. Yeah. Nice. You can hit. Nice, good.
The inheritance will have to settle just with Yehu's scalp. Hype dashing across the wall. Kana begins to open up on him, and Hype almost 40 does in the end to Kalist.
Oh, Ayada! Kill!
Go.
Kill!
Halt, tragt der kranken Jungler oder geht gerade rum? Geht gerade rum. Weiß doch. Ja, Yahoo ist National Treasure. Boah, ich muss unbedingt für morgen die Klima einstellen. Oh mein Gott, das ist viel zu warm. Holy fuck. So passiv nimmt man das gar nicht. So passiv wahrgenommen gerade. Wow, es ist zu warm. Dass 3 Leute mein Game reviewed haben. Und alle meinten, ich muss gebannt bleiben. Das stört mich schon ein bisschen jetzt, ne? Ich schwör, wenn ich darüber nachdenke, das ist ja krank. Oder 3 Leute. Das ist so fucking insane. Als ob man dann, haben die auch dann nur auf mich geachtet? Oder haben sie so das große Ganze von dem Game gesehen? Und meinen Fuck-ass Vego wahrgenommen. Oder ist der 4.15 Vego mit 12.000 Damage? Ist der dann komplett unterm Radar verschwunden? Was wäre schlimmer? 7 Tage Pause, alle LP weg. Alle LP, nein, 7 Tage Pause. Oder mein 4-9 Brand, der das Game Solo verloren hat. Oder mein 2-11 Toplane nah. Haben wir das große Vakuum betrachtet, das große Ganze betrachtet und nur mich im Vakuum mal wieder? Oder ist der 18-1 Hekarim auch wieder kein Faktor?
Did you steal the LEC trophy?
Das ganze Team wurde gebannt. Ja, ich würde es hoffen.
Okay, you can call it.
Digga, das kann nicht wahr sein. Die haben doch nicht unser ganzes Team geheadshottet. Das kann doch nicht sein. Hä? Die haben doch nicht unser komplettes Team weggeheadshottet. Das ergibt doch gar keinen Sinn. Dann bann doch gar keinen. Oder hat diese... Ist diese... So no fucking way haben die das ganze Team geheadshottet. Das glaube ich nicht. Du kannst doch nicht 4 Leute von einem Team bannen. Das geht doch gar nicht. Masters war Flex. Ich bin, by the way, laut OPG der 8 schlechteste in dem Game nur, ne? Aber I guess, wenn die... Sure, es geht nicht. Das kann ja nicht sein. Ey, du kannst ja nicht von einem Team 4 Leute bannen. Lass einfach mal im Laufe der Woche weiter draufschauen, ob die jetzt spielen oder nicht. Das wäre ja komplett krank. Das wäre ja absurd.
And we're back for more League of Legends.
Ach, kurz Gesicht waschen, Junge, es ist so warm. Oh mein Gott, es ist so warm.
We're here. We're ready. League of Legends is gonna happen on our screens as KC take on Heretics. And what could be the final game of Week 2 here in the LEC? Heretics on the red side have banned away Camille, and we have a Vi ban from KC. You'll all see those in a second. I can see them right now.
He knows everything. He's omniscient right now, as we are in fact heading into draft 2. And some power picks to look out for from my side is Jace.
Sure.
I think we'll be banned away because you don't want to give Kana Jace.
That's
and
true.
You want to play again? You want to play Jace into Kana? I don't know. Already banning the Akali from Team Heretics makes me look towards Orianna, who's still a champion up and available. Orianna Nocturne, a good combo, and really only Akali is the main answer to that.
Never mind.
KC agrees. They ban Orianna after they say the Akali ban. Don't wanna give over the Orianna with Akali still up and available. You can play lock into Orianna, but I think Akali is just a little bit more consistent on the stage.
It is true, and now Heretics have to look at their final ban. That Jace would make the most sense. Instead, it is going to be a Bard removed by Heretics.
Bard removed, okay. We'll see where they go. Support still up and available is Leona, is a very strong support, and the Rel are the ones I'm looking for. But Jace, do you take it now, Heretics, or are you willing to get over for KC? Because I know KC will gladly take that Jace.
They're going to take the Jace, but that means Lock is up.
Yeah.
Do KC want to play Lock?
I mean, they're hovering it. We do not know if they're going to pick it. Hasn't had that much success in the LEC just yet.
Not at all. But in solo queue,
it's a fun champion.
Pops off all the time.
I like to look at Lock play. He is very, very volatile. Very high skill ceiling, I think, on a champion. You really need to know how to navigate.
Ich will noch kurz meine Teller weg.
I mean the Rise, but the Nivea is available.
So back to Anivia.
Oh, well, this is going to be the Nivea.
Okay.
You don't want to blind Rise when they can go Nivea, so you take the Nivea yourself. Orianna is out, Syndra is out, Cassio out, you're good to go. Now flipping Howard, I don't think that's going to be the pick.
No, I doubt it's going to be a Malphite. I feel like Yike is playing with our emotions a little bit.
Knowing Kana, I think he really likes the Cassante into Jace just as a neutralizer. Once he gets that Iceborne, can run him down. But I don't think we need to pick top just yet. Jungle champions, Nocturne is banned, Jarvan is banned, Lee Sin is banned, and Vi is banned. Poppy has snuck through the draft. Has been something that's banned a lot.
Yes.
Almost every single game. Now this can be flexed to support and jungle, depending on, I guess, who has the most dashes in enemy team.
How is Anivia into Jace top?
It's playable. Like, it's one of the better matchups against Anivia, just because you can just poke her down slowly from Fog of War. You can kind of contest the wave because you're just stronger. And then when she's catching the wave that you pushed in, you throw those accelerated shock blasts from Fog of War and poke it down slowly. Lucian Milio will be the pick for Hype and Away. And today they are playing the traditional AD carries. Strong, aggressive, long-range bot lane with that Milio Cozy Campfire range extender.
Yeah, and then Culling gets you mid-prior whenever you want it later on in the game. Where will KC go? They're going to put Kalista back on a mage, or are we going to see something a little bit more AD focused?
Yeah, but I would think the Poppy goes to the jungle now. You don't really want to play Poppy against Milio. That's a pretty miserable matchup, unless you're going to flash on her skull, level 1. Rumble is a good kind of champion. Not the best champion into Jace. Usually Jace is pretty comfortable in this matchup. You go Storm Ready Surge.
Yeah.
And you get that chunk on Rumble and then just dash away and try to dodge his harpoons with an extra movement speed. So, but it's a skill matchup. Still think that Rumble is lacking a little bit of CC. And you really want to set your Rumble up for success. I would expect Team Heretics to ban out the Rel. Don't think it makes sense to give it over.
I mean, that does makes sense to get rid of Rel. You could also... You could look for something like a Rakan if you really want for KC. It's great follow-up on a Poppy engage.
Rakan is not bad at all. I don't know how the bot lane matchup is. I still think Lucian is probably pushing in that matchup.
Lucian Milio is pushing in most matchups, is the problem, right? If you could play Ashe Seraphine might be able to push into it. You could also look for a Nico.
I'm thinking about a Sivir lane right now. I mean, you could go Kai'Sa Nico, absolutely. It's not a bad idea, it gives you a little bit of setup, but you don't have that much dive in KC. Not really anyone to set up the Kai'Sa except for that Nico that would be the support. As Heretics is targeting these long-range AD carries.
Yeah, I think Caitlyn Karma was the other one that sprung to mind as a possible neutralizer, the Lucian Milio. So Caitlyn's going to get taken away from Kalist. KC probably still looking at jungle bans.
Yeah, I mean, jungle pool is pretty scarce right now. Olaf and Skarner being taken away. I think Trundle is very good into the Poppy in the 1v1.
Yeah.
Can't really run away as Poppy when the Trundle is putting the pillar on your face and just jumping your back.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Sephiroth's presence movement speed does get slowed up by that pillar. So,
but then again, you're playing Trundle against Anivia, so you're pretty miserable.
That's the other problem, right?
That's the trade-off, right?
You could play a Xin Shao, I guess, jungle for Heretics. Crescent Guard gives you some area control. Maybe a Wukong.
I mean, in the past, it would be Maokai here.
Yeah.
In way back, this would be a perfect Maokai game for Team Heretics. Honestly,
warum hast du, wieso hast du eigentlich keine Drops? Weil ich kein Lead-Partner bin.
I don't think his clear speed is that good. It's a little bit outdated, but would be the game to play him, I think. But it will be KC picking first right now. Probably gonna go for
Oxy, danke für den Prime.
Support. And the Rel is available for the Rumble if you want that setup. You could go something like a Rel Sivir, kind of like you just push the waves and get a little bit more engaged. But you call it Medic, Seraphine, probably with Ashe.
Yeah, most likely with Ashe. It makes no sense. The beat drop.
Oh, yeah.
Which one is it? The E. Beat drop? Yeah, beat drop.
Oh.
The fact that you already have
es gab eine Antwort auf mein Ticket.
Just makes it so much better in terms of CC. You can get the root
or a Glacial Storm, or an Equalizer.
I mean, there's a lot of ways to set that up for you, and then a good encore on top of a Poppy, who is running towards the backline, can make a lot of sense. Oh, Finn! Oh, Finn!
Did I just bring back the Maokai from the dead?
You yourself.
Why did I resurrect the Maokai? I didn't miss this champion. Oh, but it's such a good Maokai game, though, because you're playing a poke comp, you're controlling these areas. And you have a lot of easy ways.
Ja, okay, ne, es
dash forward.
Ist genau dasselbe.
Well, it's a Maokai lock-in. First Maokai jungle, I think, LEC.
Ist genau, vierter Rio schon aus, das ist der dritte, glaube ich, gewesen.
I'm not sure of how long it's been. No way you play Azir as well. We have seen so little Azir.
We're back
recently. This is very much a heritage. Like you said, game 1 draft was very
timeless.
Es ist okay.
Also very timeless. I mean, maybe this is the nuke tech drafting style, you know, back to the old days. But yeah, the Ashe will most likely come through here for KC. Makes perfect sense.
It gives them such good pick potential as well.
And let's break down the comps a little bit. Team Heretics, poke comp. First on the objective, put down your saplings. And if they walk in, you can look for chunks with Lucian, chunks with the Jace Qs. And the moment someone gets chunked, you can just pop that Maokai ult, start running at them and hitting them while they all have to walk away. Because you look at over to the KC comp. Who's tanking the Maokai ult? Probably Poppy, but who else?
Aber wenn die Cognitive in der Mittagspause so gewischt hast und der Review die Tickets auch die ganze Zeit, deswegen ist das so. Ja, das ist einfach, du kannst ja nicht sagen, nein, das kann, no joke, das kann nicht sein, dass da 4 Leute gebannt wurden. Das wäre insane, oder nicht?
Put onto Buzio because you can just easily block that. You can block that Seraphine ult with the Milio.
Yeah.
And honestly, if I had to give the draft edge, I would give it to Team Heretics right now because KC, they need to rely on strong laning phases. They need Ashe Seraphine to have a lot of control in the bot lane, and Yike to have a very creative early game.
Maokai is here.
Yike on this Poppy needs to make himself known in the early game, because I think if we get to a third dragon and the game is completely even, I heavily favor Team Heretics comp.
Okay, well, we'll see if Heretics can get to that third dragon evenly. Last time we saw Azir win in the LEC was back in May, when Jackie's played against KC. I believe this is the first Azir and...
Kann ich dir Review helfen? Boah, du zahlst einen Arsch voll Geld dafür, dass dann jemand unterqualifiziert ist, deine Game Reviews und die most basic Sachen ever sagt. Vermutlich meint Panda das damit.
Like, we just weren't seeing much Azir at all.
No.
Now Seren has brought it back to the fore.
I was gonna say that the good thing about Poppy, she's very good at early dives.
Yes.
And she doesn't mind flashing walls, because they usually run Hex Flash. So you can do a lot of creative things in the early game. Now, I will just see that I just looked at the chat in this game, and Wei has spam pinged Poppy.
Yes.
He has pinged Poppy so many times, making sure Poppy Ashe Seraphine, Poppy Ashe Seraphine, Poppy Ashe Seraphine. Heretics knows that KC
Ich ja nicht
wants
anwende,
to
das
back
war
the bot early.
vermutlich ein Joke, dass wir den noch als 5 Minuten Video brauchen.
Die to the gank or the dive?
I mean, it's a good question.
It's also very possible.
It is.
It's gonna be very dependent on how the bot lane matchup goes in the early levels.
Hype on this Lucian, very confident when he's teamed up with Wei. 16-2 on it.
Yep.
With Wei by his side. One of the losses was against Yahoo when they were both playing in the LCK Challengers. And Kalis and Busio do have the early push on the Ashe Seraphine, as to be expected.
Ja, der Heretics-Schaff ist ziemlich gut. Jetzt, wo ich drauf achte. Der Heretics-Schaff ist ziemlich gut. Aber sie sind zu schlecht wahrscheinlich.
Yeah, I want to see what Serin does on his Asir, because he's kind of the odd one out in his draft. Doesn't really want to poke, but we know Asir. We've seen Asir many times. Probably going to be hard to look for the Shurima shuffles against the Poppy, but we'll just be that consistent damage dealer. Lucian's going to bring the chunks, the burst, and Asir will just hold the line with those soldiers. But yeah, early game, Kalist and Busio on this matchup, so comfortable, just has that extra range. I think it's really when Milio gets level 3 and Lucian gets all his spells, so he can dash in, cycle through those double hits, that's when he can start taking control of this matchup, or contest the push a little bit at least. So far, it's been all KC in the bot lane.
Yikes, just going for the invade. Okay. We saw Douglas do Razorbeaks.
Rüstmaster, oh mein Gott. Nein, ich weiß, wer das ist. Das ist
He's just covering his bot lane, making sure there's no dive happening. But now Yahoo.
Ist der Fitness-Typ, oder?
So far up. He's used his Flash Frost as well. Has to flash, but the Flash Wizard advance comes out from Douglas, and Yahoo just gonna get killed off here. No escape for him, even with the egg. Won't resurrect in time. That's first blood over to Serin.
Wie ist der Plan für die Wochen? Ich bin nur bis Samstag gebannt, Guys. Das heißt, nur morgen ist ein Problem. Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag ist all day E-Sports. Und dann Samstag bin ich schon einbannt. Und dann ab nächste Woche wieder Solo-Queue. Und dann keine Commitment im Giant Support. Oh, was machst du, Yike? Machst du? Genau, der ist das. Vielleicht nur ein Game gesehen, wo er irgendwie Kasis gegen Sinzao gereviewt hat. Das war so schlimm. Das war mies schlimm.
This early game is catastrophic for KC.
Yeah, heal coming out from Hype and Way as well as they look for the chase onto Busio. You said like KC needs to get ahead in the early game. They are not ahead. They're 1,000 gold behind. Even their winning lanes are only like 60 gold ahead, and Hype's going to be able to catch that wave.
It's a very
big
no bueno game state. Yep. No bueno. Look at this. Douglas is spotted on this ward, which is why I'm so surprised that Yahoo doesn't pay attention. He did not see him on that ward. No one called it out, and the flash just a little bit too late and a little bit too far away.
Nur 70 Euro, nur 70 Euro. Hörst du dir selber zu?
And then we see the gank ult towards top. Like, this is well played all around, but
70 Euro, um dein League of Legends Gameplay gereviewt zu bekommen.
I mean, this gank is just a little bit overforced, I think.
Yeah.
It's
because
gank to work, Kana has to walk up and hit like 1 or 2 harpoons. But the moment Kana walks up, Tracing just gets a big chunk onto him, gets the Storm Raider Surge, and just runs away. Yeah. Gets all that movement speed. That's why this matchup is quite good for Jace. If he goes that rune, he can just space away from the Raccoons, make sure, or the Marcoons, did I say that? The Harpoons! Make sure that he doesn't get that full Flame Splitter damage.
Yeah, and now Kana, 400 gold behind in the top lane. Douglas is 400 ahead, Seven is 400 ahead, even Hype and Way are getting the push in towards bot. Kalis should be able to catch that to even out a little bit, but overall, an incredible start for Heretics. 1.4k ahead. In game 1, we saw them not do a huge amount in the early game. I'll say here, good first gank from Douglas. The second kill was more KC making a mistake than Heretics.
Bin gespannt, also das ist natürlich jetzt ein Early Game, das läuft schon ziemlich gut für Heretics. Mal sehen, ob sie das Game gewinnen können.
That's the biggest question, right? I mean, Yahoo will still be fine. We know how strong Anivia can be when she gets to those dragon fights. The control she exerts on a given area is massive. But
ist eine OP-Comp und ist eine Unskilled-Comp vor allem. Sehr Unskilled-Comp. Ich habe in Game 1 nicht genug drauf geachtet auf Werk. Kannst du dir nicht ehrlich beantworten. Das gerade war nicht gut auf Top Lane.
Probably going to be bot side around those Drakes. It's a Cloud Drake to start us off. I'm sure that Heretics would like to get that as Busio looks for the beat drop. Go and find it. Tracing level 6. Doesn't matter too much on the Jace, obviously nice.
Blasts. It's probably going to go for a Dirk here. Jace Dirk in level 7 is the big spike, because that's when you get your, I think it's 4th point in Shock Blast. Really starts hurting. Scales up with levels so incredibly hard. But Yike is looking for Serin.
Yeah, looking for the crystallized slam combo. Seven flashes it well. Yike also uses his
cooler Flash, aber cool Combo.
Yahoo for a stun on Seven.
Cooler Combo Attempt.
As well, chucks an icicle at his back.
Gehen wir uns aus von Yike, also.
Oh god. Oh.
Close your eyes, medic. Close your eyes.
Holy shit.
That was bad.
Danke.
That was bad.
Well, good job from Yahoo to find that kill. Really awful play.
Yeah, it was an oopsie. He bumped his nose.
I mean, they've traded them now. Yeah. We had the same from Yike on the top side, and Seven obviously thought, well, I can slide him back towards Douglas, who's coming in.
Ja. Macht die Ultima mal mehr Schaden, wenn du leise führt? Nein.
Kana doesn't seem to
Die
mind
Bar
the
geht nicht
early
für die
kill
Ult.
given over to Trace and still has somewhat control in this top lane matchup. So we pan over to the bottom. Not much has happened there.
No, they're both just bouncing waves into each other. I guess you've neutralized Lucian Milio, but when Lucian gets 6 and Milio has 6, they have a little bit more pressure, obviously. Lucian really, when he gets his Essence Reaver, that's when he has such a massive spike in terms of damage, in terms of power in the lane.
And this game will be decided around the dragons. Right? Dashes in, gets a little chunk there on Kalist.
Yeah, Kalist down to a 3rd HP. Yike trying to come in from the side as well. Barrier has been used, dodges away from the kick back.
Quite far up.
Yike comes in from the side, a keeper's verdict. Hype will die to Lucio, and now
no
flash, no heal. Gonna get chased down by KC. Good answer from KC on the bottom side.
And Yike is doing his Eros tour right now, running around the map, trying to salvage the weird early game. First top, now then mid, and now bot. Has had a good impact. We talked about it.
Yeah.
Yike had to have a good impact in the early game, and so far, it's +2, -1 for gangs. So it's a net win. It's a good bait here by Kalist. You see him walking up here. He knows he's losing this all-in, but he knows also that Yike is coming, has the barrier. Doesn't have the heal, but still, he doesn't mind. He just sets the gang up super well. Good acting, deserves an Oscar. And a really, really nice 2 kills for KC.
Kalist getting the second one, he'll be happy about that. Lucio getting the first means that Kalist can build up towards that first item quicker. Douglas will go for the Drake, but the 1.5k gold lead that we saw Heretics have just a couple of minutes ago has now disappeared. KC take about a 500 gold lead.
Yeah, and Douglas knows that this game is about dragons. Start stacking them as fast as he can. His bot lane died, so I had to wait a little bit for him to be back.
Ja, das erste Game ein Durchzug.
And really, I want to reiterate, it's all about Maokai, Jace. It's a poke-up. Sure, Lucian is more going to chunk them with the poke, but it's just about getting those health bars low before the dragon spawns that they can't walk into your control. Only will be traded here by KC as they're going to start up the grubs. A bit of trading here, but
Kana has no equalizer, and Douglas is in the area, so Tracy knows he can trade relatively aggressively. Yike should be able to take all 3 grubs. As you say, it will be that top side for bot side neutral objective trade early on.
Kana has a pink here, so he's pretty safe. Has to be a little bit mindful of Douglas. Will be spotted on the pink.
7 going down the Haunting Guys, probably Leandri's route. There was a bug fix on, I want to say 26-14. That changed some of the ways that
war sehr fixes.
On hit, so that's why we see the Andrews a little bit more. Tracy's caught out with the equalizer. No flash on him. Yike still looking for the chase. Steadfast presence for the movement speed. Kana. Thankfully, Yike ate up one of the routes, so Kana could keep walking forward with this Flame Spitter.
And that's how the gang looks when it doesn't get the Storm Raider Surge proc. When it doesn't get that burst of movement speed to be able to run away, it doesn't get that big chunk, because he can't get it on Yike. Because he can't go melee Q into the pop because of the Steadfast presence. And it's only really on Kana he can proc that on, unless he's super fed and gets the proc onto Yike with 1 accelerated shot blast. So nice gang, once again by Yike. Really covering for his early mistakes and making sure he's having a positive impact on the game.
Yeah, and now it's a 1,500 gold lead for KC.
Yeah, and this game couldn't have started better for Team Heretics. But KC was not faced by that early aggression.
Question is for Heretics, what do you do? You know, laning phase, you're starting to lose it out. Crystallized 4-7 on the wrong side of the wall. Way moving up here. Bucio has encore. There's the Enchanted Crystal into the encore for the charm. The follow-up with a beat drop as Kalist begins to open up. Hype trying to trade back onto him. A cozy campfire enough to keep him alive for now as Way pops the old baby. Hype comes in with a buckler. Way's going to fall as well.
Der krank hier, geht gerade rum, ne?
The answer to the question, what do you do now, was...
Geht gerade rum.
Yeah, Hype leaves Way's cozy campfire and doesn't have the ultimate from the Milio to get him out of that arrow. Really nice pick there from Kalist. Spots him isolated, gets him when it's next to the wall, so he can't really dash away from it. I mean, he could dash left, but yeah, this is a really good angle from Kalist. He doesn't really have anywhere to dodge. He could run into Bucio. I mean, he probably should have dashed
probably
left.
run into Bucio, but you probably still die.
Yeah, it's still a hard choice to make with the encore and the follow-up there. Good play.
Yike just wants to kill him and manages to do exactly that. Way trying to save his AD carry. pays the ultimate price. As Busio gets another one on the board. And the gold lead extends to 2K. Now Tracing forced away because Busio's on his way towards topside.
Douglas is trailing, is coming up here to help. Maybe Busio has to be careful. Has the flash.
Has Mikhails as well. Could self Mikhails out of the Twisted Advance. That's the Twisted Advance to start things off. Kalist on his way across. Beat drop down. Catches Douglas out. And Kalist just looking for tower plates or a tower. They do have enough damage. No wave here for them as Tracing clears that one out.
Very rich Seraphine. It's something when Busio plays Seraphine, he always gets a lot of kills.
I mean, all you have to do is just take the kills, you know? Her passive actually very nice for it because those auto attacks you get after using your skills, but Busio, an early Mikhails, I think, as you say, very good buy.
Yeah, really clever, really crucial so they can actually phase check the Mao guild when it comes in. It's going to prove to be detrimental. Heretics are just trailing now in the gold. 2.5k gold behind, and it feels like KC can do whatever they want as long as they're playing around Kalist and Busio because they are so strong right now.
It's just so reactionary as well from Heretics, right? Enchanted Crystal Arrow to stop the recall. Kana keeps pushing up. Now Tracing stuck on top side. He's going to have to reset, but Kana's going to get a plate because...
Ja, Reminder nach dieser Series. Nehmen wir die Recap live auf.
But instead he's actually just clearing out vision. Kalist begins to get, push up through the top side. And all this while, Kana's now pushed a wave in. Tracing's losing that wave. Kana's getting plates. Heretics aren't actually answering topside either. They're getting pushed in, so that's more plates to Kalist. And this is the way that a good team just extends their gold lead.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is they're covering for each other's lanes. You see there, if Yehu was going to get blocked from entering mid here, Kana was already moving up to cover the wave so he could stay one more wave top. They're just covering for each other. Working in perfect tandem there. Yehu rotating up in case the fight would break out, but doesn't full rotate. Just hovers.
Uses the fog.
Yeah, Fog of War, a very powerful mechanism for the winning team if you know how to use it.
And Kana here very willing just to accept this wave a little deeper. Went for Rocket Belt first on the Rumble. Don't always see this. Often you will see just like Aleandries for the extra damage, but Rocket Belt obviously helps you escape Jace if he does get on top of you.
Yeah, it's just you're trading a slightly weaker equalizer for more agency in your own matchup.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. You want to be able to contest the Jace because otherwise he can just kind of do whatever he wants.
And you don't need a hard one-item spike because your Ashe is spiking so hard. Triple dagger, Hex Optics already complete. Crystallized down.
Here. He's quite strong still.
There, Nature's Grasp. Kana steps in front.
So weird, die haben so Probleme zu entern, obwohl sie Mauka haben.
Split here. Shot blast from Tracing. Yehu low. Equalizer for slow. Tracing going forward onto Kana. Rocket Belt's away. Tracing still chasing. Kana with one harpoon goes into the overheat. Great Mikhails there out onto Tracing. Really nicely done from Wei to make sure that they can pick up one kill.
And Kana's flash was on a 10-second cooldown there. Couldn't flash the second melee Q from Jace. Ends up stepping a little bit far forward, but KC does get the Dragon. I think that was their goal. Denying that Dragon stacking from this Maokai comp is very important. The trade back from Heretics is big, and Stern is pushing out top here. Power shot.
I mean, it's a net 1,000 gold for Heretics out of that play, right? They bring that gold lead down a little bit. Seren did TP up towards top side. Yehu trying to get in range for the Glacial Storm and the Crystallize. Flash Frost there for the follow-up. Frostbite. He doesn't have a huge amount of damage.
I mean, he has the empowered mercs. He gets the magic shield, he can just walk it off.
Leon ist gegen keinen Tank. Ist einfach gut auf Maokai, right? Weil ein Sapling ist halt voll stackt. Theoretisch, wenn die an den zweiten reinlaufen, ist der zweite schon voll gestackt und so. Ist schon sehr, sehr gut. Das Item. Bloß Faded Ash ist dann einfach.
Busio and Kalist can step up themselves. Yehu's going to take all of this tower because Seren wants to make sure there's no one hiding around the corner for him. Yehu gets the local gold. And KC once again bring their gold lead up to that 2k mark. Hype is strong right now though.
Hype is very strong. This is really the big spike for Lucian.
Yeah.
And see where he takes it.
See what he wants to do with this Essence Reaver. I think Heretics realize like this is kind of the point where you want to fight. You've got double Leandries, Yumu's, Essence Reaver, Mikhails. Mikhails still on a little bit of a cooldown, but should be up in the next 20 seconds or so. A Rift Herald fight would be good overall for Heretics, I feel, as Yike is going to walk into Douglas in that river. They'll spot each other in just a moment's time. Douglas forced away from the Herald.
And it was a while ago since we saw double enchanters in the game. And it does change the game a little bit as the calling goes out. I don't think there's going to be a huge chunk from that. But it makes it a lot harder to go for deep vision.
Yeah. Kana hits the harpoon and then Rocket Belt's away to make sure that Tracing can't get that Storm Raider surge.
Also have the Swifties.
Yeah.
Helps with the spacing a lot. Tracer hasn't picked up his tier 2 boots yet. But yeah, when you play with an Enchanter, going in for vision is a lot more risky unless you have your jungler with you.
Yeah.
You see Shens, Camille's, Leona as well, so they just walk in there.
Kind of trading with Trayson here. Trayson does have Flash, kind of has Equalizer too.
Ist kein PTA sicher?
Flash away from the Electro Harpoon.
Wahrscheinlich einfach Personal Preference, right? Wird nicht D&D, also mit PTA muss wahrscheinlich D&D gehen. Weiß nicht, ob das so gut ist. Also,
it was a little bit too far up in the lane. Usually as Jace, if you take a trade close to your tower, it's really safe because you can just run away, Rumble can't chase you because you can't hit the flame spitter when you're on the tower.
Yeah.
But when you're so far up, the Equalizer that comes out after the overheat is the thing that's gonna kill you or force your flash. So uses the flash early, doesn't get more chunk than he has to, so he can at least catch the wave, but now he's gonna recall. Escana has flash advantage in the top lane matchup. Could be a potential solo kill.
I think Douglas was in the area as well. Trayson perhaps just went a little early on the play to try and keep Kano interested. Douglas was running down through River. KC used that opportunity to take help. Yeah. So now they can try and crack through this mid-tier 1. They can even use it bot lane to allow Rumble to push out that wave a little bit further if they...
Ach, du meinst aber Sia? Well ist auch gut. Wurde gefixt. Ich glaube, es war davor gebuggt.
Heretics really want to stack it up, but I don't...
Dort war auf jeden Fall buggt und Runen auch. Ich meine auch Leandris. Ja, genau. Bei W hatte Leandris nur 50% davon Damage gemacht, jetzt 100%. Das ist halt auch geil, der M. Also der Damage ist auch nice natürlich, aber der Damage M.
Yeah, the win condition changed. Yeah. Now it's about, I think we need Azir to be strong. Good wall comes out.
Caught out. There's the encore follow-up. You don't get a chance to move. He had the chaos, but he was CC the entire time. Now Yike is chasing onto Hype, tries to slam against the wall, doesn't land it. Seven going in as well. Yike uses steadfast presence to get away the culling. Is Yike able to dodge to the side of Nature's Grasp? A crystallize on Douglas. And a pause in the middle. Busio looking very animated in the player-in-player cam. Hopefully it wasn't another fly attacking him.
Could be, you never know.
Okay.
Someone just laughed very loudly.
That was a big cackle.
I feel like it was Yahoo. He was looking pretty overjoyed.
We'll see what the pause is about.
It was Carmine Corp initiating it, so.
Yeah.
It's crazy that we can, like, I can hear the players very clearly.
Yeah, we can almost hear their comms right now. You're not allowed to talk during a pause usually, so
you can talk to the referees.
Yeah, you can talk to the referees.
Yeah, you can't talk about games.
Me and my teammates, we used to theorize that we should practice Morse code, so we can like dot our table.
Oh, dot dash it?
So like, yeah,
interesting.
3 taps is Baron, 2 taps is bait Baron, 4 taps is gank bot, like something like that.
This is one of those things that you can admit now, but it's technically cheating.
Yeah,
for sure. You can talk about it now. And you never did it, obviously.
I never did it.
You just discussed whether or not it's a possibility.
We're just trying to, you know, we're competitors.
Yeah, optimizing.
We're here to win, you know.
I hear Ronaldo was exactly the same.
Okay.
The league player.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not getting into a whole
potential bug, bitte.
It's about the man who was quite famous for stream sniping. And got...
I think it's the biggest LP loss at one go we've ever seen in the history of League of Legends.
Yeah, I mean, because of the inflation has to be,
minus
right?
4.3k was it that he lost?
Yeah, it's almost the original meme.
Wait, the Sven Skaren? Or
the Sven Skaren TSM.
Okay. One of our players has reported a potential visual bug. League officials are investigating. Now, again, this could still be the fly that terrorized the first series of the day. Because it's a visual bug.
The flies... didn't get that first.
You didn't get that? Sorry. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, I mean, let's just be honest. It's looking quite grim for Heretics right now. If you take an analysis of the game state. I'm looking at Douglas's items, and I'm a little bit confused because we haven't seen Mauka in quite some time, and I was curious to see what he was going to buy, because we've seen the AP builds, we've seen the tank builds.
Yes.
Looks like he's going for Leandris into Protoplasm Harness.
Yes.
Okay. Would be my guess. Quite like it, because I think buck for buck, Protoplasm Harness is the tankiest you can get for that amount of gold.
Yes. Agreed. Like it's the tankiest support item.
Yeah, if you can buy, is it 2.5 or 2.6k?
I think it's 2.6.
Yeah. If you have 2.6k gold, it's the absolute tankiest you can get with that amount of gold. And obviously he's in a bit of a budget this game. That's the first strike, but still. Gonna be a tough game when you get into those dragon skirmishes and you're not that tanky, because if you buy Leandris, you are a Maokai, but you're not a tank really.
Yeah.
I think it's googling the
item cost. It's 2.6.
2.6k gold.
Yeah. And it just gives you so much when you jump into the middle of a team fight, right? The extra healing that you get out of it can be very impactful. The problem is if you get burst, because it's when you go below 30% of your HP. So if you just burst from 30% to 0, then you just die.
Also, he's not abusing the OP combo that I'm so mad works, which is the Aftershock Protoplasm Harness, because the healing scales of your MR and armor.
Yes.
And if you proc it while you're in Aftershock, you get a lot more healing. That's why sometimes the support seems so invulnerable when they get bursted.
Sejuani passive Aftershock Protoplasm Harness.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a little bit awkward because usually if you get to the HP, your Sejuani passive is still out.
Yeah,
because
just be low HP
fight.
permanently in your jungle, right?
I mean, if you're 30% HP Sejuani with Protoplasm Harness up and you're passive, yeah, you can.
Yeah,
and then you get subjugated.
That's also why it's so good on Rammus. Rammus with Protoplasm, like Rammus is not the champion we see a lot.
No.
But Rammus with 4 million Protoplasm Harness can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's very strong.
The fight.
Very strong. You also get
bigger.
You got bigger when Protoplasm Harness procs, yeah.
It's like a Sterox, I guess.
15%
Warum ist LEC eigentlich an 4 Tagen LCS an 2, wenn beide Best of 3 spielen? Weil eine Liga 8 Teams hat und die andere Liga 10.
I think top laners should buy it more, but there aren't really any tanks right now.
The
main, because I theory crafted a lot about Protoplasm Harness when it came out, and I was like, it's a little bit of a contradictory item. Because you want to buy it with armor and MR, but it doesn't give any armor and MR.
True.
So it feels a little bit awkward. For example, if you're a champion that scales a lot of health, you don't want to buy more health, because you would rather just buy, like, I'm not scaling, but like a Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath gets a lot of health for free.
Yeah.
So if you want to get tanky as a Cho'Gath, you want to buy armor and MR.
Yeah.
Or a Sion, for example. Same logic there.
Yeah, Swain, I guess, gets quite a bit of health as well.
Or on the other side,
Ich glaube, LEC ist früher fertig. Ich glaube, LEC ist eine Woche früher fertig als LCS oder 2 Wochen. Eine Woche oder 2 Wochen früher fertig.
And so,
Weiß nicht, warum die so rushen.
You're saying that's a reason there is a bit of a win.
I guess, wenn du jetzt dann auf Playoffs schaust, ist es wahrscheinlich auch einfach ein größeres Ding noch. Ich habe keine Ahnung.
I mean, I know. Stop trying to co-opt my support items into top lane.
I'm mad that support items are so OP and so cheap that I want to use them as top laner as well.
We already got your champions in bot lane. We don't need you stealing our items as well, okay?
What was that support item called? There was a mythic item back in the day that gave like damage.
No, LCS? Nein.
Do you remember the really cheap one? It was a really cheap support tank item.
A runic bulwark? No, that didn't give
No. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Damage amp.
It gave damage amp to everyone around. It reduced their damage or something. I used to buy it on Aurelia because Aurelia didn't have a good mythic item.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
It's been a while since mythic items were a thing in my brain, man.
God, I don't remember it. Okay.
So, ich lasse kurz Werbung laufen.
The other thing is, you could
sonst kommt im Game.
Yeah.
Right?
But Jackshow also scales of bonus MR and bonus armor.
Yeah.
Because of the incremental.
But you get armor and MR. So my thought is, you're in fights for 5 seconds. You get that big buff to your armor and MR from Jackshow.
Yeah.
And then Protoplasm Harness procs. And you get an even bigger health regeneration.
But the problem with Jackshow is that it's incremental, right? You already want armor and MR when you buy Jackshow. That's why it's priced as an expensive item. I think it's 3.4k gold or 3.2k gold.
Sure.
And the thing is, Jackshow on itself is not a good item. Otherwise, everyone would rush Jackshow first item. Jackshow is good if you buy like cheap support items with Jackshow. You go like Zeeks into Locket into Jackshow, then it gets a lot of value. But for Protoplasm Harness and Jackshow, you're spending a lot of gold on tanking his items.
No,
you're not becoming
it's only 2.6k for Protoplasm. So you get the Jackshow, then you grab the Protoplasm, it's like, I'm unkillable next fight. League officials have determined that the cat roots from the Maokai were visually bugged, but the floor indicator was clear. League officials determined we'll play on to the minimal, due to the minimal impact of the bug. We will restart his client. I assume we're talking about Seraphine's clients, Busio's here, and play on. We'll have another look at this. So the roots come out.
Oh, I see. Okay, they were a little bit all over the place.
Okay, so it's...
Ah.
Yeah, they're just a little...
Bruder, aber...
Something for sure.
Oh, it's okay.
By the raptor, it's on the elevator little platform and throws down the kitty cats.
I'm trying to find the mythic... Oh, here we are. Removed items. Oh, we're going back into game. Can you see it on this?
These are not mythic items, is it?
These are all the removed items from the game. I know. Oh, we're back into the game. Yeah. Quick, things are happening.
Things are happening. We're fighting mid.
Caught out by Yahoo. Stunned up. Khalid's trying to step forward. Dagger splashes over the wall. Yahoo can still chase him. Decides against it. As KC, just to remind you all, 3,000 gold ahead. It's a dragon apiece. Next Drake up in 40 seconds. But KC have been very much in the driver's seat for the last few minutes.
Ja, Penta-Spot zurück, das können wir direkt nehmen, wenn ich
gesehen. They really haven't done anything after the game kind of started falling apart. Now a really good play by KC. Diving that mid lane tower, getting that kill on guard. Will accelerate their goal lead way, getting chunked by the harpoons. And I think they're really struggling to find a lane to play around. You see Waves opening on Jace's lane, but despite Wei being here, Trayson doesn't feel comfortable enough to walk on that wave and just push it in Rumble's face. Really early on to Dragon. And this is really where Team Heretics comes to shine. If they are to win a fight, it's right here when they're controlling the space, starting the Dragon, but they're kind of
Manche fahren erstmal CS2, Klassiker.
Yeah, so just as a note for anyone that wants to try and control space, what you want to do after this Rift Herald charges in is you want to make sure that you're still here and you're still in this area. What Heretics did was they ran over here because of the Rift Herald and they gave up the space. So that's not how you control space.
Yeah, I mean, you want like a sapping here, here, and here, and then when they walk in, you have a Jace here from Shock Blasts here. It's a good time if you're doing that, but I think Jace didn't push out the bot wave because he was scared of something, and then he wasn't really time.
Onto Douglas, encore there for the follow-up. Tree getting caught out in the woods. When it falls, does it make a sound? Protoplasm Harness will proc on him as Douglas does still die. And it did make a sound.
Hat auch LCS? Nein, immer Samstag, Sonntag, guys.
I'm pretty sure he was done with meowing at that point. As KC will take another tower and go 4,500 gold ahead.
It's looking dire for Heretics. I really think they need free items. They need Thrilled on Jace. They need free items on Hype because right now they just don't have the stats. I mean, this also highlights why Maokai isn't played anymore. He is just so over-nerved. He was the meta in the jungle for so long.
Digga, was labert Finn?
Years straight, he was one of our highest prio
Was labert Finn?
And Riot was like, no, not anymore, Maokai. You've had your shine. And right now he doesn't have the base damages. He doesn't have the tank.
Was labert Finn, by the way?
Still control that space.
Yeah.
AP ratio increased, bonus management increased, bonus management increased, base damage increased, base health increased, movement speed increased. Was labert Finn, by the way?
They're going to go 0-2 unless something dramatically changes.
Yes.
Holy fuck, by the way. Er hat 10 base damage weniger auf dem Q als davor. 10 base damage weniger. Was labert Finn?
The best team in the league right now. I think pretty convincingly.
Definitely.
Vitality, probably at least top 5, maybe top 4, depending on where you're looking. So, if you lose to them, you can still make top 6. We haven't seen a huge amount from them. They haven't been able to show us a huge amount. But you still have a few more weeks, you know? Only in week 2.
Let's learn in split. But I think what we do want to see is a little bit of life from Heretics. Because they have not really played a lot of good League of Legends this series. They have really been bashed in the early game and then just kind of fell over. Yeah. And I like this. Douglas opening aside behind the Zero. They don't have TP and Jace though, so they're just covering. And that's the name of the game for Heretics. There's a lot of covering. Busio walks into the bush, now half HP. Tower.
Jetzt KC unterstützt, wenn sie jetzt Freiheit holen. Würde ich jetzt beide unterstützen, ja.
Behind there on the map, he has been dropping bot wave and wants to make something happen.
But what are you going to make happen? The list is far enough back.
Pushing away.
You don't have easy engage tools.
Ja, dass anders greifen wird, habe ich zumindest nicht mitbekommen, wenn es stimmt.
A dash culling, I guess, as an engage.
Nicht mitbekommen.
But he's trying to get back a little bit of vision here. Get some wards down. He's gonna run back bot now eventually. But now it's Kana's turn. Let's see what Kana does with his move. Because Kana's got a big move now. And let's track what he's gonna do with it. Now he has options. He can zone Jace from the wave here.
Yeah, looks like
he can rotate mid and look for an equalizer.
It looks more like he's trying to zone Trace in a way.
Yeah, he can look for some harpoons.
Okay, Trace's gonna walk around.
It probably would be better off just pushing that wave and getting an even bigger turn.
Douglas is, well, he was around, now he's pathing back up towards the top side. Trying to Crystal Arrow. They're going for the Azir. Seven sidesteps it well, and walks away.
The concept that I worked a lot as a pro top laner was keeping the tension. Because as a top laner, when you are in this position where you can just push outside, it's very easy to just push aside and then rotate to a lane.
Yeah.
And just try to make a play happen. But you can't always make a play happen.
Sure.
Sometimes it's better to keep the tension, to just push the wave, half rotate, go in fog, and then instantly be back on the wave when it comes back. And therefore you make the enemy team always second guess. Is he gonna rotate? Is he gonna go back? Because it makes Trace in second guess. He can't walk up too far.
Nehmen es wieder AD mit, wenn sie die Base MR von ADCs buffen. Oh, mal schauen. Kann gut sein. Base MR plus Fleet Footwork Buffs, ja, kann sein. Jace stärker als Rumble.
It's almost like a horror movie top lane. It's like constant.
Mit Jung bei Team LEC Post.
I mean, when you're behind us, top lane.
Naja, ich glaube, Team LEC hat das Unmögliche möglich gemacht. Die haben es geschafft, die schlechtesten Top-Laner, Jungler und Midlaner in einem Team zusammenzubekommen. Also in meinem Kopf ist es einfach Prime GMing. Tatsächlich. Und nicht so deep.
I want to keep tracking this tension that Kana is. Because now he rotated mid, but he didn't get anything.
No, and
Jason's got a free push at bot.
Wave dives to bot lane tower.
And now he really wants to stay around because he feels like he used his turn, didn't get anything, and he's staying around. So he wants to make it work.
Tracing is here, forces Yike away.
Ich finde Saren nicht sehr gut, ja.
Dag was being forced out as well, a little bit by Kana. Drake up in 30 seconds. KC trying to play around it. Lucio chunked out though.
He kind of really wants to invade this blue. He feels very eager to make a play right now.
He feels very strong.
Because he's dropping the bot wave right now. He wants to make something happen, and that they did. Got this blue, denied the camp from Maokai.
Extra ability haste on that blue now as well.
That's huge. Kana doesn't go back bot. You see, he's very adamant about staying around here. Because he wants to make a play. He feels so strong. Shadow Flame, Proto Belt. His 2 items spike. A lot of damage.
3 items on Solis as well, who does have the Inferno Crystal Arrow back. Ooh, Saren and Douglas. Sneaky, sneaky. Spotted out with a fast side alteration. Yike is on the Drake. Casey could try and take a 4v5. Saren and Douglas are low HP. It's a Hunter Baron. Important to mention that. Because people
Horrible.
That now, although they haven't for most of the new Baron's history.
I think we need to see BLG lose their entire team to Hunter Baron at MSI.
Yeah.
To really realize how OP that Baron is. But you saw this was a very awkward sequence, but still they pushed Heretics off and got rewarded with the Dragon.
Yeah, and no one sold.
KC ist keine schlecht, ne? KC sieht von allen LEC-Teams momentan am besten aus, ja.
Do you think that most top laners had the One Wish Willow from Obsession?
I haven't watched Obsession.
Okay, well.
So can you explain it to me?
It's this little toy. It's called a One Wish Willow. You crack it and make a wish, but you can only ever make one wish on a One Wish Willow, and that wish comes true.
Okay.
Right?
And their wish was what?
I think most top laners cracked the One Wish Willow, said, I want to be a professional League of Legends player, and then their punishment is that they have to play top lane professional.
Or it's like monkey's paw almost.
Yeah, it's a monkey's paw.
Yeah, it's a monkey's paw.
It's a monkey's paw, but only one wish.
You get to be a pro I mean,
you get
it's
to be
not
a top
that
laner.
bad. Top lane is pretty fun, Medic. There's a lot of talk about top lane being boring and depressing, but it's a really fun role. You get a lot of individual outplay potential. Like, the problem about top lane is that you can invest a lot in top lane and not get a lot out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can have the coolest laning phase, so many mind games being played for 10 minutes, and you're
0-0-0, 10 CS up.
Exactly.
Yep.
So you gotta
Sounds
enjoy
like a horror movie to me.
Oh, I think there's a beauty in that.
Yeah, I love coming out of top lane. 0-0-0.
All right, let's keep tracking Kana's move. Pushing out bot lane now. What will he do?
Okay, let's track him.
He's gonna push one more here, one more wave here.
Okay.
Gonna walk up to Trace in.
Casey is starting the Baron. I'm gonna say, let's stop tracking Kana.
Yeah, it's not very interesting. He's just pushing minions.
Casey's starting up the Baron. Yike's sticking on it by himself. Yike's just still sticking on it by himself. Casey gonna play for mid Cryo. Yike is still just sticking on that Baron.
Oh, let's try Kana again.
Oh, dash forward from Hyde. Kalist, there's the calling. Almost falls encore dashed away.
Solche Crackheads auf der Botlane, by the way. Solche Crackheads.
Chunked now finally Team Matrix might be able to take some vision back with Kalist being so chunked out.
Lucio had to burn flash, heal, and encore for that, by the way.
Really, really big chunk there from Heretics.
Ooh, is Saren overextending though.
That's a tower, but
importantly, Kana's still in bot lane. Saren puts down the Emperor's Divide. Well played by Yike to dodge to the side of it. And Yike will secure the kill. Nicely done by Casey.
Yeah.
Heretics Botlane neu.
I'm not sure if he has flash or
Hype ist ganz neu. Way kam im Spieltag rein.
Trying to win the mind game against Yike, but Yike was just better. Waited it out. Didn't get baited into eing forward into the Emperor's Divide. And we'll see what they can get. Because look at the river right now. It's all Team Heretics. From that chunk, they actually has managed to secure a lot of control in this area. Now it's Lucio's turn to walk in, but we're gonna watch the replay here. Just look at Yike. Pressing S, one of the best buttons to press in League of Legends.
Steps forward, Saren sees the crystallize, thinks, oh, he's gonna slam me into that, and Yike says, oh, I'm good. And then the good thing with the Sun Disc is they don't do a huge amount of damage either, so you can tank that for a little while, especially as Poppy with 3 items. Now,
Dragon.
I saw good.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes away. So, Are we tracking Kana for 2 minutes?
No,
That's
we're not talking about Kana anymore.
Sure?
He's disappointed me. He's just played to normal.
Tracy grouping up in mid. Accelerated shot glass. Charlie Castellaro does hit onto Wei. Hype also caught out, slammed against the wall, and Callisto will take the kill. Tracy unable to really do too much. We have a pause.
Another Maokai ult incident, perchance. We do not know. But we're back in the pause mindset. So, what are we talking about this time? Flies? Top lane rumble? Obsession?
I don't know, man. Like, honestly, I've been through a few pauses this weekend, and it's day 4. And I have 3 days of material in my casting, my mental casting.
You're in improv mode here.
Yep. Yes, and.
Yes,
is what we have to do in improv, I guess.
All right, Medic. I'm a professional mid lane player, and I am allergic to Asir.
Ja, wir sind 400.000 Gold ahead. Lass mich nochmal pausieren.
He's that strong in the meta. I don't think he does what you want to do in mid lane.
That was a very bad improv session.
What do you mean? Like, I was saying you should.
No, I thought my problem was really
you want me to be
bad.
a doctor? Oh, yeah, we can get you some antihistamines for your allergy, I guess.
Yeah, but I sprained my left ankle and I can't make it to the doctor's office.
Oh, what a shame.
I'm gonna need someone to come pick me up.
This is sounding more and more like a B-rated movie rather than.
Ja, mal schauen, was für eine Pause ist, ne?
Oh no, I've sprained my ankle.
Okay, you can make anything sound like a B-rated movie. You talk about it like that.
I can't believe it. These cats on my screen, Doctor.
Yeah, we don't know what the pause is about.
It's another visual bug.
It's another visual bug.
Another player has encountered the same visual bug as before, apparently. So we will get that either sorted, or the expectation will be that it doesn't matter too much. If it was a player, it's KC's side, I guess their argument is we could have lost less health in that play because no one died. Like, Busio's still alive.
I mean, it could be a Baron start for them. If they get that big chunk, they can actually start threatening. So it is impactful, and it's important to acknowledge.
I'm not saying KC shouldn't pause.
No,
you should
absolutely.
always pause if you see a visual bug. It's just one of those ones where I can see people going, it's like, they all survived and they got a kill.
Yeah.
Does it matter that their Twisted Advance looked a bit odd?
Yeah.
And, like, that's what the legal officials are here for. They get to come in and say, hey, we think that it didn't affect the outcome of the play that much, therefore continue, you know?
It's always a tough call to make. But KC, they are on the offensive. Let's just say. I mean, Hype did get that really good trade on mid. But
yeah, but then they still lost the fight and they're 7,000.
They haven't really converted into anything.
No.
And it comes down to Team Heretics draft works really well when they're first on objective and they're poking. Any other time,
it works really poorly. And
it's hard.
KC are good.
KC are good. They're not going to let you be first on the objective if they're winning their side lanes.
Yeah.
If you want to be first on the objective, it's a luxury. You can't just go there and be first because, I mean, if you're there 2 minutes earlier, you're just going to push other towers, right?
Yeah, you're just going to lose gold all over the map, right?
It's a sweet spot. Usually it's around the mid wave 1 minute before Dragon is usually the most important one.
Yeah.
Because that really decides who gets to be first on the objective.
Yeah, you want to be able to push out mid and then use that pressure because people have to catch the wave to walk into the
So then you take it one wave further. So the side waves 1 minute 30 before the Drake are the most important side waves. But then the mid wave 2 minutes before Drake is the most important because whoever pushes that can hover the side waves.
I can see where this is going.
Yeah.
I think the mid wave 5 minutes before the last Drake is the most important because then you can go for the Dragon.
But that's the thing. My coach Nelson, the coach in LPL in Excel, he always said the Dragon setup for next Drake starts when you kill the Dragon.
Yeah.
It's very important to realize that you can't relax and just let the game play itself just because you kill the Dragon. Because the next Dragon is coming whether you like it or not.
It's true. It's true, it's true.
You have to have a little bit of initiative, and I think the best teams, they make the most out of their dead time, or what looks like dead time to the viewers, but actually there's a lot of things going on in the game all the time.
It's also why we often see like a fight that looks like it shouldn't really be a fight. It's like, oh, they fought over Razorbeaks. Why are they fighting over Razorbeaks? Well, in a minute 30 actually, a Dragon is up. So if we fight over Razorbeaks,
es geht den Maokai Vision Bug.
Then we're actually in a really good position for the Drake. You're not actually fighting for the singular camp, apart from the level 6 Scuttle Crab, which often you are just fighting for that singular camp. Most of the time you're fighting for, can we burn resources before the fight we actually want to take?
Yeah, and because the mid waves are so important before Dragon, the best players in the world actually are really good at sneaking side waves. Sneaking side wave is such a skill. I think in Europe, Caps is the best at sneaking side waves.
Caps is always in the side lane.
Because he always plays, what Caps does, if the side wave is coming out, and he doesn't know if he can take it or not, he plays like right outside the vision of the enemy melees.
Yeah.
So they don't know that he's there, but the moment he gets enough information that he can go and push that wave, he's already there.
Yep.
playing with Fog of War.
And that's what all good AD carries players do on mid wave as well. They're sneaking mid waves. They're sneaking mid waves, but it's come full circle. We'll be starting to play as client that had the issue, and we'll play it afterwards. So it's going to be the same fix as it was previously. If you are a cat lover, you've seen a lot of Maokai cats this game, but perhaps in the future we'll see less, depending on what this bug is determined to be caused by.
I mean, KC has an office cat, so they should be used to seeing a lot of cats on their
That's why they keep winning.
They do.
They're Carmine cats.
Carmine cats.
I would happily have a cat and dog day in the studio. Now, I know some people are allergic, and they're just going to have to live with it. Adrenaline is a hell of a drug, and we can put it into you. It reverses anaphylaxis pretty well. Yes, you might have to go to the hospital, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, to have cats and dogs in the studio.
Yeah.
Bruno, nein, einmal klein
makes a lot of sense.
Passt.
And just for
you weren't really listening to me.
You were talking about we should have cat and dog days in the studio.
Yeah,
I was listening.
Okay.
But I was gonna give some context to what's happening in the chat, because pro players start the chat. Douglas asked if the same bug happened again, and Yehu responded with yak.
Apparently so.
I don't know what I mean by that.
I think maybe yeah, but the official ruling from League officials, they've determined that this is a playthrough bug. So we're getting to get through the ready checks now. And these bugs do happen. Like, League is an old game. It has been around for a while, and although the dev team is very good at getting on top of major bugs, some minor bugs still exist.
Especially the visual bugs can be tricky to track down.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment we have, if a lock cues an enemy in spec gliding, they go invisible.
Yeah, that's just in spectator. This is in-game as well.
It's true.
It's the next level.
It's different. It is different.
I think it could be with the Z-axis. It's always difficult to know where a skill shot is going, where it's being...
damn Z every time. We're going to get back into the game as we'll see the fight almost over. Yeah,
der Clip ist einfach nur, es ist einfach Visual Bug mit der Ulti, dass irgendwie der Ulti-Indicator von der Maokai-Ulti nicht stimmt.
Douglas has flashed 25 seconds-ish, but that's just burning down so fast.
Yeah, and there's a good crystallize out from Yehu as well to keep Douglas on the right side of that blue wall. He can try and step forward. Glacial Storm will slow him. Seven Heretics trying to contest this. As he pulls off it, it's a 3K right now.
Coming
a little bit awkward here.
Entirely pulling off the Baron. Another accelerated shot blast is going to hit onto Busio. Kana quite low.
He's confident enough to take the 50-50 there.
Away.
You don't want to risk it against the... I mean, the Bramble Smash has that percentage damage, so...
Nein, das ist percentage,
das macht
nicht
viel. If it gets into the pit, the combo smite with the Bramble Smash. KC decides not to take the risk of a potential smite steal, and you have to respect it.
Yeah, I mean, they can wait 40 seconds for a stop as well, right? So we'll have another look at this play. Yehu with a good wall.
I mean, it's really Yike who's finding the stun. I mean, he's just getting CC locked. When Wei got knocked away from the wall, they couldn't really get the ult off onto the Lucian. I'm not sure if he was in the Chaos range.
Aber der Flat Damage macht, glaube ich, an den Nash mehr. Obwohl, macht der Flat Damage mehr als die Prozent?
Yeah, it really was. Yike with a slam against the wall hit on
Douglas. Was reduziert ist.
Down as well, and Charlie Crystal is going to hit onto Douglas. Big McHale's out onto him. It's a breath of life. Douglas re-engaging, twisted advance. Kana almost falling. Yike will get one in response. Douglas and Kana traded. KC low though, Yike especially so. Accelerated shot blast comes in.
We're gonna start it though.
Surround sound for the healing. It's all on hype you have to feel to get into this fight, but with a crystallized down, he can't do so. Tracing on the top side, now caught out by Callistan Busio. He's gonna go down. Seven looking for an Emperor's Divide, but Busio turns his attentions across to him again. The steadfast presence out from Yike stops the engage out of the Azir, and in the end, KC will relatively cleanly take the Mountain Soul.
Yeah, I mean, that's the luxury. They are first on objective. Now you have to walk in to the equalizer, to the crystallizers, and you see how difficult this team has got. They're trying to find them, trying to spot anything, but Yike is already hiding here in the tri-bush. And sure, Douglas is playing a tank, but he's not that tanky. Kana goes very deep here. Napotis looked a little bit sketchy after the Sonya, but he manages to buy a lot of time, Protobelt out as the Poppy ult comes out and actually saves him. Knocks away one of the carries.
KC will be able to take the Baron off that. Now 10,000 gold in the lead. 30 minutes in. They still have all these tier 2s to take. And they will begin their advance towards them. Hype trying to do what he can to clear out mid before KC go on that offensive.
Let's see if we can get a cleaner Baron setup now from KC. Last game, the first Baron was a little bit awkward.
It was very awkward.
It was very awkward. But there's a bunch of tier 2s they can try to get first at least. So they're gonna now do the 1-4 again. where they send 4 people up here, but this time they leave the top laner mid. Not an AD carry, the top laner is staying mid, he's half rotating. He has Yike and Busio there to cover him in case Team Heretics will get any funny ideas.
Waves synced at the same time though.
Very nicely played by KC.
Top and mid crash together. Now the mid wave is going to crash slightly early.
You have a choice here. Do you go into the bottom 2 or do you keep sieging on these 2 lanes?
Oh, Kana trading with Hype with the Flame Spitter. Tries to get away as he's gone into that overload. Hype's still on him. Equalizer down as Hype is able to get one. Meanwhile on the top side, KC still looking for the inhibitor tower. They'll take it. Yike stuns up Dagless. Busio on the chase. Beat drop. Gets one. Nature's Gas comes out.
KC sind auch schon Playoffs, ja, offiziell. Also,
chunk out
well,
Busio a
nicht
little bit, but
ja.
nothing too substantial. The inhibitor tower in the top side did fall.
Maybe it's not the AD carries, maybe it's the maybe it's just the mid wave. Why does everyone die on this mid wave? He literally just has to stand max range and buff the cannon creep so they can hit.
But that way you don't get the minions.
The problem is you feel so strong. You have Mountain Soul, you have 3 items, you feel so powerful, but still numbers are more valuable than just the Mountain Soul. Kana feeling a little bit overconfident on the mid wave. That pesky mid wave.
They still have a minute on this Baron though.
But CERN might get an objective bound here. No, it's just gonna be a plate. Gonna zoom out. And yeah, that's the problem, right? You have the choice. When you let's open it up here again. You kill this tier 2.
Sure.
If I can draw, and you kill this tier 2. Now, do you keep pushing these lanes, which is the more riskier play because suddenly it's not as easy to just push these towers, or do you shift everything down here and start sieging this tier 2 and wait for all the tier 2s to be down before you start sieging the inhibs?
These are good questions. We also have an arrow tool, by the way. You can just use that one.
I can draw my own arrows, Medic. I don't need an arrow fancy tool. Oh yeah, we draw our own arrows here, Medic.
KC decided they want to go down for the bot side tier 2. They'll take it, extend their gold lead above 11,000.
You see Kana rotating down there here as well. They're going to go to 5-man and just try to push them off the tower with crystallizers, with equalizers, and their range. Getting half of the tower, a little bit more than half the tower with that first wave push.
Nature's Grasp. Yike's going to tank it. Kana steps into it. Yeah, Cat fan. There's KC waiting for this next wave. They have 10 seconds left on the Baron buff, so this will be the final wave they can push forward.
Nice stuff.
Yike dashes across the wall, gets Tracing with the stun. A beat drop follow-up as Busio takes his 3rd kill of the game. Now KC very willing to step forward as 5. Busio chunked out a little bit. 7 gets some Mikhails on him.
Any sieges though, they don't have that many ults.
Yike going in, Glacial Storm down as well. Yike tanking his tower for an absolute age. Encore out as Yike shielded just in time. Kalist able to kill off Hype. And the Hype around Heretics well and truly dying as KC begin to clear out the Nexus towers. Douglas has to flash across the wall to escape. KC though, without Baron on them anymore, but with enough damage to take down these Nexus turrets and enough damage to claim a 2-0 versus Heretics.
KC will end week 2 at 5-0.
Yeah, over halfway through the split, they are undefeated. Incredibly impressive from Carmine Corp as